Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can everyone see and hear all right? Is everything looking good?
I am also managing to make sure that even with the delay, we should be coming through. Alright. Yep, everything's working beautifully.
All right, then let's get this party started, huh? I'm kind of in a mood today, Zuko.
You're in a mood today. Why is that, Azula?
I went to that town square, on Reddit Square.
Oh, that...
And they were discussing whether or not... They said if you were Azula's defense attorney, how would you defend her? That was the real question.
Okay.
But the thing that frustrated me about it was that people are accusing me of things I just didn't do.
Oh, are we back at the war crime discussion?
I wish that was all it was. At least that one's, people don't know what war crimes are. But someone accused me of first-degree murder.
First degree
The
murder?
hardest murder to prove, yeah.
Not even third degree?
And when I pointed out how in the world did I ever commit first-degree murder, they were talking about Aang, and I was like, that's mutual combat during wartime. It's not murder at all, let alone first degree.
Also, if they wanted to try you for the crime of killing Aang, the fact that he didn't die means it can't be first degree murder!
There's a lot wrong with it. But I laughed because I was like, technically Zuko has a way better argument for him committing murders since he hired an assassin. I'm just saying, it's a better case. I'd argue against it. But I thought it was funny because they just called me an idiot and said I couldn't read. And I was like, do you not know what first degree murder is?
Did they do that thing where they put your name on a stamp and then say, do not, this person is banned from Reddit Street?
Let me tell this person.
You've helped us plenty, so I'll tell you what. Just this once. Don't rush it, though.
Oh, he's got a dog with a brain thing.
Yeah, he does. You didn't see it the first time?
I don't remember seeing it the first time.
I pointed it out. Oh, okay. I've got to keep my science going up. But I gotta keep my speech going up too. I do want to boost lockpicking because it's important.
That's all your points.
I can see that, Zuko.
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to tell you that. I was just kind of having a moment because I was like...
You're having a moment?
Well, I saw that your medicine's at 28 and I was like, can you make that an even 30? But then you used all your points. I'm like, I'm not going to backseat gamer.
Let's see. You could put a single point into any one of your special attributes. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. No. That's pretty good, actually. I might actually want that one.
Well, let's see what the other...
Double the bonus from reading magazines and 1 additional point from skill books. Ooh, you gain 2 more skill points every time you advance in a level. Yeah, I want to do that before I get too high level. Ooh, that's good.
Wow, alright.
There's a lot, but I really like that. Which one was it? 2 more skill points every time you advanced in a level. I'm going to do that just because you want to do that early, I'm pretty sure.
No, that sounds like something that you get the most out of the sooner you get it. Alright, chat. Let's check chat. Chat got very active.
What did they say?
I'm reading them now. Hail to the Fire Lords, Night and Starlight. Yeah, chaos time. Multi-power. Yee, time to interact with 2 of my favorite people. Thank you, Multi-power. Prime Minister Retsuko. Aw, yeah, here we go. Lord AM, we can hear you loud and clear. Roland Kane, welcome back. DV, yo, good evening. Reddit Square, brilliant. Oh dear, amazing Azula, I agree. Zuko, do you support the Queen of Flop Tropica Jaifi? I have no idea what that means, Trash Can.
Let me see. Zuko, do you support the Queen of Flop Tropica Jaifi? But do you?
I don't know who that is. I can't support someone if I don't know who they are.
Everyone is saying that whoever accused me of that, I'm telling you, on Reddit Square, there was a thread today about that, and someone literally accused me of first-degree murder. And no matter how much I tried to show them evidence, they just called me stupid. And I was just like, what a self-report.
Zuko, are you a gooner? No, I'm not a goon. I'm a Fire Lord.
You don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means.
It means you have goons, and you order them around.
Oh, well then in that case, sure. Prime Minister Retsuko, Azula is getting so much better at not yelling at Zuko for telling her things. Well, now that you brought it up, multi-power, to go back to the last stream, some people are just unfortunately more judgmental and are willing to accuse people of crimes they didn't do, all just because Azula had favorability with Ozai. Brewmaster, okay, new stream. Can we not trigger Zuko and Azula into having another big argument again? That's not up to you guys. I don't know why you think you have the power to stop that.
What? Sorry, I was listening to the king. What'd you say?
Brewmaster said, can we not trigger Zuko and Azula into having another big argument? And I said, that's not up to them. That's up to us.
I don't feel like fighting you.
Neither do I. Zuko, do you support baby Gronk? Again, I don't know who that is. I mean, if he's a baby, I don't know why I wouldn't support him. DV, Zuko ever wanted to kill Azula while she sleeps? No! God! No! Jesus Christ! Night Starlight, agreed, Brewmaster, let's have some wholesome wasteland murderer.
Alright, so we have one favor from the king, though I don't know what I want it to be yet.
Alright, Talon, hi, sorry I'm late, bad net and all for now, soon, not a problem, 2 to 3 days. Toff's in chat saying, just here to say, Lucia is amazing and also my favorite. I don't know who this Lucia is, but if she's anything like Azula, she's pretty great. Toph also says, I may or may not fight that other guy. Jury's still out. Prime Minister Retsuko, I'm her Prime Minister. I'm supposed to make sure she's keeping up the things that makes her happy. Oh, right! Last stream, you kind of took over Prime Minister Lee's job, which is why I haven't seen Prime Minister Lee here yet today. Also, those wolves need to calm down. Sokka isn't here right now.
Poor Rex isn't feeling well. I gotta go help Rex. I think helping...
Cloudy says, hello, I'm 8 minutes late. Night and Starlight asks, Azula, what hobbies do you have?
You know, I didn't have a lot of time for hobbies growing up because I had to train all the time. But I tried a little bit of everything when you're royalty. You know, you try music, you try dance, you try art. But they didn't really encourage us to do too much of it. Now we know it was because they were repressing it. At the time, we didn't know why. Mostly, I was just expected to train. Survival, I was put through intense survival courses, I suppose, if you count that as a hobby.
Alright, Trashcan asks, Zuko, are you a Sigma? I don't know what that means. Again, Brewmaster, so Jesus exists in the Avatar verse. Also, nice voice crack, Zuko. Thank you, Brewmaster, it's kind of my thing. I don't know who this Jesus is.
Zuko, a Sigma are sad men that can't get women's attention, so they convince themselves that they did it on purpose.
What do you mean they did it on purpose? Like they purposely don't want women to...
That they pretend like, oh, I'm so cool, I don't even want a woman.
Oh, no, that's not me.
Yeah, you're pretty openly like, why doesn't she like me?
Talon asks, Zuko, when are you taking Toph on our life-changing field trip?
During the search.
I was about to say, check out the search when we finish episode 1.
Rex?
This is great. Mac Attack 571 says, Night and Starlight says, Jesus Christmas.
There's an old scientist named Dr.
Oh, are you talking about when I said Jesus Christ? You're spelling it wrong. Jesus Christ is spelled G-E-E-K-R-I-S-E. Let me go calm the wolves down. They are freaking out over something.
That's what they do.
Sun, Moon, will you calm down?
Alright, well, Zuko's gone. It's the Azula only show. You go to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs, child. Telling me what to do. Oh, you're back. You're back before I could say anything I wanted to say.
Actually, I was going to say, enjoy your alone time for a second. I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
You go ahead. You go do that. Go use the little Fire Lord's room.
It's a big one.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's Dad's old bathroom.
Things have been a lot better since you helped the person. She said, what? Why didn't she just say so when I was there? I vaguely recall something about upend. Only thing is, you seem to be awfully interested. You promised to get Rexy here to... I can't thank you enough. Now, first, he hates...
Okay.
Second, he doesn't like hats or the people wearing them. That should be it, though. I wish... Rex, this is your new master. Protect her as you would me.
Oh, I can't have Rex and Eddie at the same time?
What's up?
If I leave, who's gonna follow me, Rex or Eddie? Hold on. Eddie. So I'd have to swap them, huh? Let's see here. So I have to take my hat off. Ah, the things I'll do to save this dog. Fine, I'll take the hat off. You see? Is that better? Oh, you're not feeling well.
Sun, Moon, Moon, thank you for being quieter. Alright, I'm back.
So, I have to leave Eddie behind to go take this dog.
Oh, because he counts as a
I have to
non-human
tell
companion.
him to stay here.
Oh, no.
If I say terminate...
I will look up what terminate does, but I wouldn't pick it.
Okay, I told him to wait here. Now let's see if that counts. No, because Eddie's still here. Eddie, my darling. Do I really have to... Can't I leave Boone instead? If I say terminate, he won't go away, will he?
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Because I love him.
Alright. Eddie, protocol, terminate.
And companion protocol?
Okay, alright.
Okay, he went back to Prim.
Yeah, I was about to say, in companion protocol, you can send him back to 2 different locations.
Okay, so I can go get him again.
Yeah, you just have to go back for him. Well, you have been... Well, you do like wolves, and this looks wolf adjacent.
I can't wear any hats with him, though. He doesn't like hats. So, Boone, be careful. He doesn't like hats.
That actually sounds a lot like Sun.
It mean anything to you? Huh? Does it mean anything to you? Sorry. I'm in a mood today.
You'll get Eddie back. He's just gonna wait.
I just miss him.
I understand. I completely understand.
Alright. So where are we going to go here? So I have to go all the way to Jacobstown. How far is that from where I am? Can you zoom out? Oh, it is not close, let me tell you.
Alright, well, while you do that, let me catch up on chat. Okay.
Alright, so we've got to get out of here.
Prime Minister Curtis showed up saying, hello, I have just arrived. I was busy doing Prime Minister things because I'm still, in fact, Prime Minister. Azula, I forgot, asks Cloudy. What's your eye color, gold or brown?
My eye color is an amber color, which is... You know how green eyes are just blue eyes with a bit of a yellow undertone that makes them that way? Same thing. Amber eyes are just brown eyes that have a yellow undertone. So both. They're amber and gold. And brown.
Sun, moon. Sorry.
What are they barking about?
I don't know. Let me go check again.
Because go the other way, actually. I'm so bad at navigating this place. How do I get out? What's the way out? I think, actually, maybe it's back the other way to get out. Hold on. North Gate. Why does he keep saying I haven't discovered these locations?
Alright.
Alright, I could just go to the Good Spring Cemetery and find my way from there. Let's do that.
Alright, Sun, are you good? Moon, you good?
We're gonna do what it takes to get Rex fixed up here. Alright.
Okay.
Ain't that a kick in the head? But yeah, can you believe that? Accusing me of first-degree murder.
No, I can't. I can't believe it because
Ridiculous.
that makes no sense. The Azula show sounds interesting. I'd watch that sitcom. Trashcan asks Azula, do you think that you are a tsundere?
I mean, I've been accused of it before. I suppose you'd have to ask people who know me. Do you think I'm a tsundere, Zuko? Whatever, it's not like I care, Baka.
Alright. I didn't say anything.
You didn't get it. Never mind. Wow, that dog is vicious. I like him.
Yeah,
Let's
he
go.
just murdered that scorpion thing.
It's not murder! What is it with people accusing things of murder? Killing a scorpion is not murder, for crying out loud.
I was not speaking literally. I was using the term murder to refer to the brutality and the sheer, lethality of him.
But that has nothing to do with what makes murder.
It was just for emphasis. I wasn't being literal.
Oh wow, these flies actually have a lot of life.
And they're fast.
And they poison you, apparently. Wow, that's new information. Wish I had Eddie here! Oh shoot, my AP is low. Hold on, I think I have some let's use some healing powder to keep ourselves alive, huh?
Alright. Azula mocks Zuko every day of the week, says Trashcan. People are saying Cathar is gorgeous. Night and Starlight says there's a powerful airbender heading to Texas. Wish us luck, Zuko and Azula.
Be careful.
Yeah, I hear Texas airbenders tend to be, careless.
What do you mean? Airbenders are all dead. Weren't they joking?
I think Texas airbender is a new way to refer to, a storm in which the wind creates a funnel, which causes... If it happens over the ocean, it's called, a typhoon.
How do you know that? You don't know what anything is. Where'd you learn this?
Dow recently. There's a lot of new slang popping up over there.
There's always new slang popping up. It's just usually you don't know any of it.
Well, I
need to repair
I went to a children's school to,
Oh, there's a lot of these things. I do not like them.
Oh.
Oh no, Rex! How incredibly frustrating. There's too many of these things.
Well, you're... Oh, there goes...
Great.
They've been poisoned.
Okay, I just need to get away. I'm just gonna run. Ow. I'm just gonna run. This doesn't work out, we'll load.
Well, let's see how good running works. In the meantime...
It says I'm only a little woozy.
And your health's going down rather slowly, but those guys are on your ass. Night and Starlight says, Azula, you can choose Eddie over dog meat.
Yeah, but I want to save the dog. And then I can go get Eddie back. Because I'm a good person. You can't leave a dog to die and say you're a good person. Well, that poison did quite a number on me.
A lot of talk about how Cathar is a great person happening in chat.
Well, good, I agree.
Night and Starlight says Azula would harness the power of the Yo Mama jokes. Be careful what you wish for. DV says Azula ever met Cal before? They'd be a great person.
I need to heal. Let's see. Sure, take that. Wow, what is hitting me? Someone must be firing at me. Oh, there it is. That was terrible aim! My goodness! What a waste of shots! Worthless. Alright, let's try this. I'm just gonna reload. I think there has to be a way to do this without all of us dying.
I would say, Riley, the only degree we can accuse Azula of is 100-degree looks. Prime Minister Retsuko, none of my super chats are working. I am left to assume that Lee is sabotaging me. Oh, let me, if there are super chat issues, let me ask, our resident guy about that.
You mean Prime Minister?
Yes, our Prime Minister.
Why did you say it weird? Resident guy. He's just a guy. He's not my Prime Minister. He's a guy.
Oh, apparently, the stream is having some bad stuttering issues.
Is it?
I just got word from James himself.
Oh. I don't know how to fix it. You'll have to ask the Prime Minister.
Yeah, hold on. I will see, because everything was working when I tested it. Let me talk with our minister.
Are they following me still? Alright, come on. We're gonna try to get this right this time. I need to fix my armor. It's getting low.
Talking to our Prime Minister right now.
What does he say?
Nothing yet. I'm just letting him know what's going on.
I hope it's not too bad for Chad.
Yeah, let me look myself. Oh yeah, I can see it.
It's really bad.
Yeah, that's bad. All right.
Is it still doing it?
Yeah, it's still doing it. I just asking our Prime Minister if there's something we can do.
Can they even hear us, or is the audio stuttering too?
So our voices are coming through loud and clear.
Alright, so it's just the visuals.
It's just the visuals.
Well, that means the most important part can still be heard.
That's true. I mean, if you want to... It's like that one person's, like, videos I saw where it's like he's just talking over a bunch of, like, you know, pictures.
Ow. I didn't even see that. Ow, I didn't see that either. That's fine, I'll fix that.
Trash Can says, have your lipstick on? Like, do you sneak it into the asylum or something?
No, in the asylum they forced it on me, actually. I didn't like it very much.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
What's a shame?
Oh, that they didn't like your lipstick very much.
No, I didn't like it. They forced... Do you not even listen? Why do you ask about traumatic events if you're not going to
Sorry,
listen?
I'm, like, working double duty.
Well, then don't ask.
Apologize. Okay, sorry.
About traumatic things that have happened to me if you're not going to listen.
I was reading somebody in chat asking. I apologize for mishearing it
Awful.
myself. You're
awful. So can you imagine if you told Katara, oh yeah, so your mom killed the Fire Nation soldier or something, and she was like, are you insane? That's not what I said. You wouldn't say that's insensitive. You're insensitive.
I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah, you should. You should apologize first, but you won't.
I'm sorry, Azula.
Yeah, you should be. What's this I've discovered?
The Pie is a Lie is in chat saying, it's okay guys, chat will prevail in the name of the Fire Lord. They also say this slideshow stream is pretty epic, you guys. LMFAO.
I found the sarsaparilla factory. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's too bad Eddie isn't here, though. Eddie really should be here for this. But maybe I can pick up. Are there any that aren't empty? So that I can... Wait, that looks like a... Oh, it's a button, I guess, instead. Wait. What? Who is it? Who's here? Oh, are there mean robots? Is that what it is? Hold on. Let me at least take those two. Alright, let's explore this. Let's explore this later when Eddie's here. Let's go.
Sounds good. I don't know why super chats aren't working, Prime Minister Retsuko, because I checked with our Prime Minister about that too, and that should be enabled, but sometimes...
Maybe for this individual stream? Can you check for that?
I'm working on that right now.
Why is it not showing my marker?
Sun, moon, not right now, please.
There it is. That's where I'm trying to get to my marker. I'm sorry super chats aren't working. That's unfortunate. If we don't make enough money, they might cancel us.
That is actually very true. And will the wolves please be quiet?
So what does Prime Minister have to say about all this?
He says that sometimes the stream comes back momentarily, but he's not sure what to do about it.
Has it come back yet?
I've been keeping an eye on it, and it's still stuttering on my end. The Prime Minister Retsuko actually says that this is what they tend to look like for her, but this is the first time I'm seeing it on my end.
What about the super chats?
Yeah, I'm working on trying to look at that.
Well, I have to hand it to Rex. He certainly does want to try his best. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm just going to take all their things and then I'll figure out what I want to get rid of. So that's 2. Where's the third one? There was a third guy. Where's the third body? I know there was a third body. Oh, there it is. I have to walk real slow up to it. Alright, let's see what we want to keep and what we don't now. We got some new things here. For some reason, I can't maintain it with this. Alright, then I might as well drop this one. I need to. Let's see. Anything else that can be taped together? Oh, that's worthless. Let's see. Anything else? I can repair this one, not the other one. Ooh, I have this gun now. Alright, not too bad there. What about in the apparel department?
Our Prime Minister says that this stream super chats are in fact enabled. Oh, yep, and there it goes. Talon also just got one out. Talon is the dragon, donated $2 saying, no canceling super chat.
Then I don't understand what's going wrong.
The Paisalai said, let's go super chat. Okay, at the current moment, our stream is running smoothly. At this current moment, we're not stuttering.
Look at that. I reduced over 200 of weight down to 193 just with my clever way of using things.
Good job, Azula. Very efficient. I like seeing you be efficient in ways that I myself could not think to do. So, chat, to give you an idea, I'm not sure if this is affecting anything, but the past few days, I know, Fire Nation, but it's actually been really, really hot where we are.
It's always hot here.
Yeah, but past few days it's been hotter than normal. I don't know if that's affecting our internet.
Oh my gosh, look at this outfit. I strapped together 3 different outfits for this, and this is what they gave me.
Why does this look like something Sokka would put you in as a joke?
Why, you think he'd like it?
Maybe. Maybe if you put more animal fur on it.
I don't have animal fur. Do you think he'd like it, though?
Yeah, I think he would. I feel like I remember him wearing something like that at some point.
Alright, I just need to lose 3 pounds more, so let's see here. What do I not really want? Is there anything I can repair here or maintain? Because some of them you maintain with similar but different things, too. No, they're all... But here. What can I maintain this with? Oh, but that would get worse. Okay.
Alright, well, everything seems to be going smooth for the moment, so let me get back
What about the stream?
Like, I even said, the stream is actually running pretty smoothly right now. Like, I can see it, and it's going smooth. It's not stuttering right now.
Okay, what about Super Chats? Are they all better now?
Talon was able to do one. I don't know if Prime Minister Retsuko was having trouble, has been able to do one yet. Okay, it seems Prime Minister Retsuko personally is having trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if, like, maybe coming back to this, leaving the stream and coming back again will help that.
What do I want to get rid of? You know what? I'm just going to drop you. You're not in very good shape. It's fine. All right. We're gonna wear this since you said Sokka would probably like it, and you know, we do want the gang to like us.
The Pi as a lie said Azula should try lightning bending the computer.
I could, although I do think the computer, which would learn its lesson about being insolent, would probably not be able to function anymore.
Yeah, I agree with Azula.
Wait, so I have to go up here into a crater? This seems very dangerous. All right, let's try it.
Well, at least you won't be sweating in this outfit, Azula.
Zuko?
Yes, Azula?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Okay.
It's very strange for you to comment on this outfit at all.
What outfit?
Okay, that's even worse. Because that implies you're picturing me without it.
I just see you wearing your normal clothes that you've been wearing the past few streams.
The fact that you think this is my normal clothes is also... Can you just stop talking about it? I think the more you say, the worse it gets. Uh-oh. Oh, it's those things. Oh, no, there's a lot of them, too. Shoot.
Well, Boone's really good at...
Why did it target... There we go.
Rex does not have a lot of health.
No, that's why we're taking him to a doctor. These things are brutal, though. I mean, look.
They swarm so quickly.
All right, maybe it's time to test out. What's the damage on this thing? No, the one that's right in front of me. I swear this thing's insane. Okay.
I agree with you, it is.
Why won't it not let me?
Game?
It's not letting me shoot!
Okay.
That's it!
Wow, why is that thing so tanky?
You're supposed to be such a good gun! You're supposed to be such a good gun!
No, I agree. It's supposed to be like one of the, like a legendary gun or something.
Okay, you know what? There's only one way to handle these things. Where's my incinerator? Oh my gosh, firebending is clearly the only way. That's zoom in, though. Oh,
wow, what a place for it to zoom in.
Oh, what a place. All right, I'm just going to have to go up ahead and just burn them all. That's what I'm going to have to do. All right. I'm not very good with these grenades, but let's try them.
Stream is still going smoothly.
Let's give this a try.
Night and Starlight says those things, referring to those bugs, are horrifying.
So I'm coming to realize that I won't surrender so easily. Sometimes you just have to be a little strategic, and the strategy here is to blow their heads off!
Alright, I didn't say this, but Brewmaster did, saying that outfit is pretty inappropriate considering Azula's still a teenager.
I'm not even... How old am I now, actually? Let's see. The end of the show, I was 14, about to be 15.
It was a year later when you Dow and all that stuff happened.
That's it? That's all it did to it?
Why is this one bug so resilient?
Why does it want me to shoot my own dog so badly? It won't even let me switch. There we go. Oh, they're addictive? I didn't realize. I just took 2 things and it says I have low AP. What is that jet even for?
That might be its drawback, is that it takes a lot of AP per...
No! Did you hear what I said?
You said you did 2 things.
You don't listen, do you? Nothing I say gets through to you. You do not listen to a single word I said.
I apologize, Azula. What did you...
I took 2 things of jet.
Oh.
And it still gave me low AP. It was
Okay.
worthless. Do you not listen to, like, anything I say ever? I'm getting very frustrated with you, Zuko.
I apologize, Azula.
Didn't realize you were so sexist. Alright, let's try fire.
Whoa!
First, you comment on my outfit. You don't listen to anything I say. Sounds pretty sexist.
I'll have you know that my hearing is just as bad with my male advisors.
This is why I'll only date women. Because Zuko ruined all men forever.
Including Sokka?
What about Sokka? I wouldn't date him. What makes you think I'd date him?
I mean, I was listening when you were talking about you. Did you think Sokka would like some
Well,
stuff?
apparently you didn't hear me. Clean your ears out.
Does that include... You mean just the good one or also the bad one?
Alright, so the only problem with this thing is that it can't go very far, but this seems to be the correct... What? I can't shoot a single shot off? There we go. There we go. I swear. The AP problem here... Are you serious? I have like half of it!
What?
How is it too low to get a single shot off?
This weapon's AP is ridiculous. Or AP requirement.
Alright, you know what? What I'm gonna have to do is just shoot without the system. The VAT system is holding me back at this point. I think I'll do better without it, because that's absolutely worthless.
I agree, that gun...
Nobody cares what you think, Zuko.
Then why am I here?
I don't know. Why are you here?
Alright, I'll just be a chatbot.
Good. That's what you're supposed to be doing. What does chat say? I swear, Zuko.
Well, Trashcan says he hates cockroaches.
Me too.
Night and Starlight says maybe Azula should know about nukes.
What are nukes?
I think those are like... I think that's like super combustion bending, like on like a countrywide scale.
Zuko, stop making things up you don't understand.
Then why did you ask?
Because I thought you knew, and then I realized you didn't know what you were talking about.
Multipower says because bugs are literally the most annoying thing in existence. Other than probably when Zuko whines, but anyways.
Oh, Jet.
Night and Starlight says sobs and I love cockroaches.
Dude, can you get out of the way? You're aiming at nothing. Calm down. He's crazy. Look at him.
He has flying bug PTSD at this point.
He's aiming at nothing. Calm down.
The Paisalai says, hey Zuko and Azula, have you heard of the new novel?
First try. Look at that. I found the secret tunnel.
Hell yeah. The Paisalai says, hey Zuko and Azula, have you heard of the new novel about Avatar Roku's autobiography that's coming out?
I heard that! Some people already got copies. It's about Grandpa. Or great-grandpa.
Every time I hear people talking about it, I think that they're like about to cancel great-grandpa because they just go, The Reckoning of Avatar Roku!
I mean, they probably will. I don't know what's in it. I haven't read it.
I don't know what's in it
probably
either.
Won't. Not enough lockpick. I have to get rid of something.
Trash can says... Okay. Oh, Prime Minister Retsuko got her super chats in. They donated $1.99 saying, finally, insert my usual Azula flirting here.
Ooh, hello.
I guess that means you can just insert whatever you want her to say to you. I'm not going to do it because that would be weird.
I don't know who left all this behind, but I'm going to steal it all. And it doesn't make me a bad person because they clearly haven't been here in a while. No. Also, they were a bootlegger, so I'm pretty sure they're a criminal.
Night and Starlight says nukes are bombs with the power of the sun, Azula.
That's a thing. Nukes with the power of the sun, you say? Interesting.
Cloudy says calling Zuko worthless is worthless, Azula.
Well, he's acting worthless. He was very rude to me. He asked me a question about something very traumatic, only to not listen to the answer. So excuse me if I'm in a bad mood after that. But I am. I'm in a bad mood after that.
I apologize.
Are you?
I am, in fact, apologizing. I'm sorry.
It was very rude.
Would you like to make fun of my trauma and to make up for it?
What's wrong with you? That's not a healthy way to handle disagreements.
Well, I don't want to fight. I think that's a even less healthy way to settle it. Because, normally I would just yell Agni Kaimi right here, right now, and I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to work on my anger.
Work on it better.
Happy thoughts, Zuko. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy
Does that actually work?
No!
Then why do you do it?
Because they haven't found a one for me that actually works. So
I know one that'll work for you.
What's that?
Every time you're angry, just know how stupid you look when you're angry. Let shame stop your anger. What? You don't think that's good advice? What are you mad about? I think I gave great advice.
You certainly give Gray advice.
Was that supposed to be a pun?
Mm-hmm. That's a pun for all the people in chat.
Who's it for?
People beyond my mortal coil of comprehension as a character.
You're crazy today.
Yes, I am.
Oh, I found these star bottle caps. I have 2 of them now. Interesting. I miss my little buddy.
I also miss Eddie. I feel like Eddie would have made short work of those, flying bugs.
He probably would have.
A new person in chat, Melina02, asks, Azula, do you have a boyfriend?
No. I don't. Why?
They don't elaborate. I would like to add on, Azula, do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't. Why?
Because I was showing that I listed the fact that you said this is why you won't date men, so I wanted to open up the question to the other side.
I don't have anyone, alright? You happy? I mean, Zuko doesn't either, so it's not like it's just me.
No, we're both alone together.
Ew.
That wasn't supposed to be gross, but... fair.
That's our future, forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, I know. Don't I know it?
We're gonna be alone forever, both of us.
Talon says, so higher AP requirements have to do with what the weapon requires, strength, agility, etc., plus the character's own agility stat. The higher your agility, the more AP you have.
Yeah, but that was pretty ridiculous.
That really was. Like Azula's right. She gets more value out of just free firing.
Which is what I'm gonna do now. I hope Boone doesn't die from this, but I was being pretty reckless.
Man, these things are able to survive being on fire.
Oh, I lit myself on fire. That would never happen in real life, though.
No, it wouldn't.
Alright, let me try this again. I'm gonna be more careful this time.
It's kind of a shame that you have to go, across this mountain.
Yeah.
Cloudy says shame is the very source of his anger, Azula. Feels like something Uncle said.
Yeah, it does. That's why I disagree with it. I disagree with Uncle on principle.
Talon says that the incinerator probably requires more strength than you currently have, therefore leading to the high AP required cost.
Oh, I lit myself on fire again. One more time! We're getting better. We got further away this time.
Considering the heat wave we've had the last few days, this feels appropriate.
This is just so silly, because if this were real life, this would not happen to me.
No, you would literally, for one, they would not be this resistant to fire, and two, if they were this resistant to fire, you would just lightning them to death.
Well, and I wouldn't catch myself on fire either.
Exactly,
I'm not like you, who used to catch myself on fire all the time as a kid.
I only caught my clothes on fire. I never caught myself. Brewmaster says go to therapy together. It'll be funny and adorable. I don't think there's any therapist qualified to deal with the both of us at the same time.
These creatures are so frustrating.
They look... Yeah,
There's just so many of them. I wish I could run faster.
Oh, Prime Minister Retsuko donated $4.99 saying, I'd be a loyal girlfriend, Azula. Winky face. There, flirting.
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, if you were interested, I just have one very real question for you.
What is your question for them, Azula?
How do you feel about conquering the world together, huh? Does that appeal to you? Damn it, I don't care if I die as long as they die. Alright. Maybe I should try grenades. What do you think?
I think grenades would help out a lot.
I'm terrible at grenades is the problem. I wish that they would respond to being on fire more.
I also wish that they, like, don't get... I feel like the moment you set them on fire, their wings should not work.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Because if there's one thing I know about bugs, it's that the wings of an insect are very fragile. You get a little bit of water on them, they can't fly. Being lit on fire should really inhibit their ability to fly.
So this damage is... Wait, go back. 21. The incinerator is... 13, so it's actually less than this is. Right. Right, it's one less to worry about. Just need to use my friends as bait long enough. Oh, shoot.
Prime Minister donated... Retsuko donated $1.99 saying, I would conquer it for you, Azula.
Oh, but that's no fun. We should do it together. It's a bonding activity. Ah. Alright, how are you supposed to kill these things? There's so many of them! Alright, new plan. Leave my friends, let them ward them off, and I'd run. Goodbye.
Talon is the dragon, donated $2. Oh, these bugs also steal your AP when they sting you.
Oh, that explains it! I was wondering why I had, like, no AP. That actually explains it very
That
nicely.
explains a lot, you're right, yeah.
Now I just have to get out of this area, away from the bugs. So maybe if I just keep running... Alright, that's not great. That's also not great. That's also not great. Maybe if I just persevere and take healing items. Let's see, what do we have?
You do have a lot of healing items.
Maybe if I just keep running.
Just keep running,
And
just
don't
keep
let
running,
myself...
just
No, I can't make it. They're just too poisonous.
So, I don't know if wearing more armor will reduce the amount of poison they can put in you.
I don't think so.
That's a shame.
Why? You want me to change? You don't like what I'm wearing?
I'm just saying it leaves a lot of room for their stingers to puncture you. Yeah, puncture's definitely the word I want to use and not the other one.
What's the other word? Were you thinking penetrate?
No, of course not. I was thinking
you have
impale.
a problem.
I was thinking impale!
You have a problem.
I was thinking impale!
You really do.
I deny that was the word that popped into my head.
So what word did pop into your head, Sibling?
Like I said, impale. Impale popped into my head, alright? Alright? Stop trying to penetrate my head!
Are you okay, Zuko?
No, I'm not!
You don't sound okay.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
we
right,
can
you have a
sneak
stealth
away.
boy.
Let's try to sneak away. Let's see what happens.
And let your goons distract them.
I mean, it's not like Eddie's here. I don't have anyone I have to feel bad about. Ooh, this is genius. Use stealth, of course. Wait, what?
What the?
So they can see me? At 100 stealth? You've got to be kidding me.
That is so bullshit!
They're busted. That cannot be right.
Can they, like, smell you?
But my stealth was at 100. That has to be a glitch. How in the world?
Wait, okay, maybe go inside the house, then become 100% stealth, and then exit. Maybe they already detected you.
Oops. Wrong door. Boone, out of the way. Boone! Ugh!
You are not being a very big...
I don't like him
director
anymore.
right
He's
now.
very worthless. He doesn't even survive long enough to distract them so I can get away. Eddie would have taken them right out.
Eddie would have taken them right
I have
out.
to get Eddie
actually.
upgraded. Is there a way to, like, upgrade Eddie? That's what I really need to do.
I will look into that.
I swear, if they sense me... They do! They sense me anyway! Do you see this?
I saw that. They didn't know you were there, and then you walked past one of them, and... Holy shit.
That doesn't make any sense. They should not be able to detect me.
No, they shouldn't. Okay, hold on. Prime Minister Retsuko donated $4.99 saying, I meant that to be poetic. Yes, together for the win, my love.
I love that. That was beautiful of them. Alright, hold on. We're going to load.
The Piazali says, gotta go into Minecraft creative mode and just fly past them. Nerdy Dragon Fan says, abandoned mission, the bugs are too powerful.
I won't abandon the mission. I'm going to do this. Just you watch.
Prime Minister Retsuko says, guys, I just spent over $10 on that one conversation. What is this? What is my life? Laughing, crying face, laughing, crying face, laughing, crying face, laughing, crying face. Zuko and Azula playing Minecraft when? If we played Minecraft, that'd have to be like a whole like server we get the entire like gang and crew on. Talon as the Dragon donated $5. Since we're flirting with Azula, the sun might be a ball of fire, but you're still much hotter, Azula.
Oh my gosh. There's so many of them. There has to be a way. I won't give up. I have to figure this out. I really thought I could stealth away, but that doesn't seem to be working. Wait, did any... They don't stay dead. So the ones you already killed don't even stay dead.
Oh, what? That is stupid.
I'm trying to check a body. Stop it. That's all he has is a bottle cap. Nothing else is worth anything. Okay. I have a new plan. Alright. New plan indeed.
So, since I think you were occupied, Talon actually had a message for you that he donated $5 for.
What's that?
Since we're flirting with Azula, the sun might be a ball of fire, but you're still much hotter, Azula. He donated $5 to say that to you.
Don't flatter me. I was never even a gas giant.
Oh, Talon says stealth will only work if you're crouching.
Oh, so if I use that thing, it'll work if I crouch?
I knew that... Okay. I thought 100% stealth would nullify the need to crouch, but I guess I was wrong about that.
So if I crouch...
Yeah, now you're hidden. Okay.
I see. Wait, why...
Did Boone just magically kill that bug because you were crouching?
I don't know, but... I'm not hidden anymore. What happened?
What? Yeah,
Hold on, let's reload. Something very strange happened there. That whole situation was very strange. Like, it acted like the battle was over when it wasn't.
Yeah, that might have just been the game fucking up on you. Hold on.
Because now it says that I'm hidden, so... If I am indeed hidden... But I'm not hidden anymore. See, look at that.
That is really stupid.
So why can they see me with the stealth boy and crouching?
Is it possible that since your companions are in fighting them, it basically gets rid of your stealth?
But that doesn't make any sense. Why would them
I know it doesn't make any sense.
See, look, right now we're hidden.
Okay. Maybe if one, like, touches you, it, like, gets rid of your stealth?
Maybe. Shoot. My stupid-ass companions, engage them. Oh my god. There has to be a way to do this. I just know it. I can figure it out. If I can just figure out the correct strategy. I know that we can do this. Alright. What I'm going to try is this. I'm going to tell Boone to stop being a moron.
What is it? I'll sit tight.
Okay, good boy. Now. Let's see. No, it didn't work. Look at that.
Oh, alright, I looked it up. Cazadors have one of the highest base perceptions of any creature. This, coupled with their erratic movement behavior while idling, makes them nearly impossible to sneak past.
So that's... I had a feeling something was strange here, because 100% sneak.
Right. I also looked. Apparently, if you use the VAT system, and it is possible to temporarily cripple their wings to slow them down, but they will still approach you at a very fast rate. They just won't be able to fly anymore. Or you can attack their antenna, and if you cripple that, it'll frenzy them? Let me figure out what that actually means. Oh! Frenzy will make them attack anybody, friend or foe.
Oh, so I can make them attack each other.
If you target their antenna.
All right, let's give it a try. It's worth a shot. There's one. That is not what I pressed. Wait, why is the VAT system... Wait, what's happening?
Wait, why is this... Why is this area so buggy?
No, did you see that? Every time I tried to hit the VAT system, it zoomed instead. What was that? Did you see that?
I saw... What is chat saying right now? Piezali is saying, I love how chat is trying to flirt with Azula while Girly is fighting for her life with these bugs.
I mean, I won't say no to flirting.
Trevor Ricketts, Zuko, how did Azula handle the compliments? Well, that answer right there. She won't say no to more flirting. Nerdy Dragon fan says, there's no shame in waiting till you're more powerful. Roland Kane says she's nature itself locked in human form.
Is he saying I'm beauty and I'm grace? I'll punch you in the face.
I think that is what he's saying.
Aw, that's sweet. I aimed for the antenna and I missed. That's not working either. There has to be a secret to them. I just know it. So you can't sneak past them. And they're poisonous, and their stings also take your AP. So your life drains and your ability to defend yourself drains. And your allies won't last long enough to distract them. Alright, I have one last idea. And that idea is to do the following. Can we go back to the sarsaparilla factory? Oh, there's too many enemies. Okay, so we have to get past them really quick. Get back to where we were. Doesn't matter if they fall unconscious as long as I escape.
And they're technically getting experience for you.
Can I go now? Right. So if I escape... down this way. We still get away. Okay, I didn't even have to teleport. I just had to run the other direction. They don't seem to be pursuing me anymore.
Yeah, it seems like once you leave the mountain, they don't care anymore.
So... the problem is, the place we want to go is in that direction, it seems. But... perhaps we can go around that area. Let's see. It's worth a try, I think.
It is.
Change my gun.
Prime Minister Retsuko donates another $1.99. Azula, you are my comet. You make me burn hotter.
Stop. You're making me feel a bit heated in the cheeks.
Prime Minister Retsuko says in normal chat, okay, I think I'm done simping for the week.
For the week?
Multipower says, if only Eddie was here.
I feel very embarrassed. Why are they all being nice to me? You didn't pay them, did you, Zuko?
Azula, I'm a bit strapped for Fire Lord cash. So
what are you talking about? You're the Fire Lord.
I know, and it's all going towards reparations.
Oh, that's right. I did that to you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
you wrote
okay.
the Southern Water Tribe's contract.
Story. I have a very funny story for chat. Let me know if chat wants to hear it. It's about reparations.
I already know they're going to want to hear it.
And trade agreements. And Sokka and I going on a mission for Hakoda and how that went.
Night and Starlight donates $2. Zuko, you and Azula remind me of me and my brother.
For better or for worse.
Are you also a brother and sister sibling relationship? Two sisters, two brothers? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer that.
Well, let me know if chat wants to know about that mission.
Nerdy Dragon Fan says Storytime DV says yes. Multipower says ooh. Piezali says yes, we want to hear the story.
Alright, so Hakoda sent Sokka and I on a very important mission.
I'm just gonna let her tell the story.
Okay, so he wanted Sokka and I to go to Kyoshi to figure out a trade agreement, right? Because the Southern Water Tribe is starting to build itself up, and I'll sleep for like a full night's sleep. Trying to build itself up and become its own nation and all that, right? So he sends Sokka and I to go to Kyoshi Island and negotiate. But you might remember Sokka and Suki are dating, but they haven't seen each other in a while. Things are awkward. There's all these issues, right? So he's very embarrassed. And at some point, Sokka and I weren't getting along. And so we were competitive over who makes the better Kyoshi warrior. And so we had this agreement. Let's see who gets caught first, essentially. Let's go stealth. Oh, wow. Was this whole house a trap? Hold on, give me a second. Take these guys out. So it seems like this was a trap I've walked into.
And Boone just got fucking beaten.
I really wish Eddie was here. Things would be so much easier if Eddie was here.
Do we want to go and get Eddie back and do the dog mission another time?
No.
Alright.
Do you not even care about anyone, Zuko? The dog's going to die.
I care about you!
Apparently you don't. How does fire not stop people? That's what I want to understand. Why does the fire not do anything to them?
Yeah, I don't think fire should be this easy for them to just shrug off.
They're just walking. They're like, I'm fine. I'm just on fire. Don't worry about it.
Like, at least when I played Dishonored, the people
This is
reacted
not
to
what
being
fire
on fire.
works like in real life.
It's really not. Like, I don't know if you've been set on fire before, but it kind of ruins your ability to focus.
Yeah, this is so ridiculous. This is not how fire works.
Night and Starlight says we are a brother and brother relationship. But
I
for
wish
real,
I was a brother and brother
But
relationship.
for real, Zuko, your life is scarily similar to mine. I don't like the implication there.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I don't wish being Zuko on anyone.
The Payazalai says, Azula, they're literally paying you guys to flirt with you. Prime Minister Retsuko says, to be clear, I meant done sipping with money. Simping for her in general is a constant.
Oh.
James A. Riley said, why would Zuko pay people to give him money, though? That sounds silly.
Hold on. These I confuse. Which one's the best? This one. This one's better. Oops, I didn't mean to drop it. I meant to repair it. Shoot, I hate when that happens. Here we go. Which one did I want? This one. Repair. Oh wait, it's gonna go down? Why is this one better? No, they all seem about the same. This one just has the most value. Okay, repair it. I mean, it's pretty weak armor, though.
I think its weight went up once you repaired it, too.
Oh. Why are you stabbing me?
Huh, it doesn't usually show your face like that.
Not usually. Did he just chop my gun and it fled? That doesn't make any sense.
And then you shot his face clean off.
Well, I don't know why he did that. I thought we were on the same side fighting those guys. It seemed pretty silly for him to attack me when I single-handedly took those guys out.
Night and Starlight then continues, that's why I keep encouraging you and Azula. I wouldn't be surprised if the genes are similar, Lamau. I don't know if that's how the genes work. Azula knows more about that than me.
Wait, what about genes?
He was basically saying, since our lives are scarily similar, that's why he always encourages us. He wouldn't be surprised if the genes are similar.
So, due to epigenetics, it is possible that the stressful environments that we both shared that were similar did, in fact, change the way that our genes expressed in a similar way. It's not impossible, I suppose.
Lord AM... Oh, not Lord... Well, Lord AM says bro thought a knife could do something to a gun. And a new chat member, Satunar, or Satunar, says there is a mod that makes the fire weapons more realistic.
I hope so, because it's ridiculous. I'm just offended as a fire user.
Trevor Ricketts says Zuko sings Thriller for the first time. I don't know the lyrics to Thriller.
Why don't you? I do.
Because Lieutenant was more of a Michael Jackson fan than I was.
Lieutenant was better than you in every way, but that's not the point.
I'm just saying I don't know the lyrics to Thriller.
I do.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually really know the lyrics to any Michael Jackson song. I really like Beat It, I like Thriller, I like Billie Jean, but I don't know any of the songs.
Oh, lyrics. You two are fine now. That's good. I thought you were dead. I'm glad that's not the case. Alright, where were we going? Right, that's where we're going. Why does my marker keep disappearing? I have to keep resetting it to make it come back. It's very frustrating.
You were right the first time with the name. Ah, Satnar, okay.
Look, it's gone. Where's my marker? I just reset it. Hold on. Why is my marker... There we go. There it is.
Oh, it's overlapped, okay.
Well, no, it kept disappearing. Anyway.
That's...
So I was saying, so Hakoda sends us, and at some point Sokka and I get in a competition over who's better at being a Kyoshi warrior. So we decided we were going to stealth, right? And whoever got caught first was the loser. And we kept joking over like, oh, you're going to get caught, you're going to get caught. And at some point I got really frustrated, and I was like, Sokka, you cannot be serious. Obviously you're going to get noticed first. And he said, what do you mean? My makeup looks good, unlike yours. He was making fun that my makeup wasn't good. And I said, Sokka, you're a man. They're gonna notice you're a man. And you know what he said to me?
What did he say to you, Azula?
A man with perfect eyeliner. That's what he said. That's what he said. So rude. Saying that I was more obvious because my eyeliner was off than he was as a man. Anyway, so we go. I will spare you the details of how that whole thing went. It was pretty funny, but it's a long story. So long story short, we come up with an agreement because we're trying so hard to outcompete each other that it gets to the point where we invent this idea called free trade. And the idea behind it is that no one has to pay any tariffs or anything like that. You could just freely trade. And so we thought this was a great idea, and we brought it to Hakoda. Only for Hakoda to tell us that as the developing nation that's behind the others, this is in fact quite disadvantageous for the Southern Water Tribe, and we did them no favors. By doing that. Which is pretty funny. In a messed up sort of way. Anyway, all this to say, I really felt embarrassed because Sokka said, this is all her fault. She's the one that's supposed to have all the experience with things like this, and she let me come up with this idea, and she didn't say anything was wrong. And I said, excuse me for not being used to a country that has no money, you know?
Damn.
Anyway, so to fix the trade deficit that I'd inadvertently let Sokka cause, I wrote up a bill, well, a proposed bill, really, for the Fire Nation. Wait, where are you going? Why are you running over? Oh, you're fighting something. All right, that's fine. A proposed bill for the Fire Nation saying that you owed reparations to the Southern Water Tribe.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is I made them so strict, just so strict, only for Zuko, you know, hoping that Zuko could negotiate from there. So I asked for ridiculous amounts. And Zuko negotiated none of it, didn't haggle at all, like an idiot just took it all at face value and agreed to all of it.
Because I was afraid that if I haggled it, it would come off as racist.
Well, all this to say, I was a hero and Zuko looked like a zero. I think that's a pretty funny story. And that's how Sokka invented free trade. True story. What do you think?
I am still suffering the consequences of that story, but chat, what did you think of the story?
What?
What the?
What is happening? The VAT system just did not go off. Did you see that?
I saw. Maybe the flamethrower will work better with these, like, plant things?
No, they're mantises. What are you talking about?
Alright, okay.
They're not plants. Why would you think they're plants?
Because it says the sign says the plants kill.
Well, clearly the plants kill, but they're not plants.
Sorry, I thought they were like merged with the plants or something due to the radiation. You know, like some swamp bender thing.
What?
Well, the swamp benders can like merge themselves with the vines and stuff due to water bending. It creates like a vine creature.
Zuko?
Yes.
No offense, but I'm pretty sure waterbenders cannot fuse with vines. That sounds racist.
How did I know you? Okay.
Because it sounds racist! Oh, those magic water tribe people, they can fuse with plants!
All I know is that on the day of Black Sun, they had a swamp monster!
Zuko, they were just bending the water in the vines!
They can do that?!
So you're telling me you saw a waterbender controlling a monster made out of swamp vines, and your first thought wasn't, clearly he's bending the water in the vines, the thing a waterbender does. Your first thought was, clearly he has magically fused.
My first thought was Aang summoned some kind of super spirit to help him. My second thought was, well, the Avatar doesn't seem to be around, so maybe the waterbenders just learned how to fuse with the vines.
Zuko, I don't know how to say this kindly.
Well, I thought it was kind of like, you know, Uncle invented lightning redirection by letting the lightning into your body. It was based off waterbenders, so I thought maybe they can, like, take the water into their bodies and stuff.
Zuko, you're beyond parody sometimes.
Does it at least make people laugh?
Not in the way you really want them to be honest with you. And I'm not saying that to be mean.
Well, on a more helpful note, I looked into it. I think it seems that the Cazadors, the giant flying bugs, have a resistance to energy weapons.
So, we tried all sorts of weapons.
We did. And it seems the general consensus is to try not to kill them, just try to cripple their wings and run away from them.
Well, we found a secret vault now. We've got to do this.
Oh, no, I agree. I'm not saying go back. I'm just saying that's what I was able to find on trying to research the Cazadors.
So we found a vault.
Vault 22, I believe.
Hold on, let's use some aid items really quick, because my health's been better in the past, to be honest. Anyway, what did chat think of my story about Sokka inventing free trade? I thought it was a good story, personally.
A lot of people saying I love Hakoda, such a gilf.
Well, tell me what they're... See,
I'm
sorry I didn't respond to you.
I am literally working on that right now. That was just the first one in response to the story I found. Please, I promise, I am reading you the comments that they have responded to.
After I asked multiple times, telling you, chat, I'm sorry, Zuko just doesn't tell me what you guys are saying.
Talon is the dragon, says such a Sokka response, referencing the eyeliner part. I've seen Sokka in eyeliner and he can rock it, says Night and Starlight. Night Starlight says Sokka invents a lot.
He does, that's true.
Multipower says the story was funny. And then the Paisali says, oh, Zuko, you know you swear, but that's leaning into the vine.
What did you say? You mumbled that so fast.
Oh, Zuko, you naive sweetheart. But that's transitioning into the vine story.
That was a pretty silly story.
And again, DV says, I love Hakoda, such a gilf.
He is.
And then Talon starts saying something about Gary, but I don't know what Gary is about.
Of course you don't. You're not cool enough for Gary.
Alright. Prime Minister Retsuko says, Zuko, everyone takes water into their bodies. It's called drinking.
That's true. That's a
Papaya
good point.
Zalai says, you make me laugh, Zuko, I love you.
There doesn't seem to be any way over this mountain.
Satnar says, can't all humans and animals take the water into their body?
Yes. Zuko's just being racist.
Shut up, Azula. Live Azula, love Azula, life Azula, says DV.
I mean, you can tell me to shut up, but it won't make what you said less racist.
Talon is the dragon says, shotguns work on the bugs. Night and Starlight says, Vault 22 is horrific.
We'll go there once we have Eddie.
Satnar says, nah, get a shotgun for the Cazadors. Cloudy says, might be out of line for me to ask this, but I once heard someone say Zuko was born too early. If it's true, did it have any lasting consequences? What do you say, Azula?
If you want to talk about lasting consequences when it comes to family and childbirth and all that, I do have a story, but it probably won't be the sort of story you'd like to enjoy.
I would like to... Sun, moon, please.
So I will tell it, but only if Chad is ready for something very sad. And
Chad, are you ready for it? Because I'm ready for it. Just gotta wait for them to respond. Night and Starlight says, well, now I'm curious what story. And they say, I am ready. The Paisalai says, I want to hear the story.
All right. I'll tell you. So, when I was very young, and when I say very young, I mean I was a breastfeeding baby still, and Zuko was, 2 years old. Mother got in an argument with some servant girl. I don't know over what. I don't know what she did wrong, but Mother was very upset at her. Maybe she was just having a bad day. Maybe Father got on her nerves. I don't know. But Mother ended up firing the girl. And the girl took it very hard. And when I say the girl took it hard, I mean she went into the kitchen and put poison into the food that the cooks were making. And I need you to understand that the servants also eat that food sometimes. So it was very nuclear option, to say the least. See, I learned what nuclear means.
Yes, you did.
Anyway. We didn't know this, so we all sat down to eat. Now, Uncle Iroh used to have this one, what was it, like a pig chicken that he liked?
Yeah, a pig chicken.
He had like a pig chicken. That
I remember it.
Luten, nursed it to health when he was little, so Uncle really, really loved it. So sometimes we would sit down to eat in the garden instead of inside the palace. We just felt like it sometimes. So we had like a table out there and everything. Please tell me if chat's saying anything, by the way, Zuko.
All right.
Apparently I have to tell him to do that because he won't.
It's because I didn't want to interrupt you, okay? Anyway, they're saying they're very curious. Go ahead, let out the pain. Here to cuff you if needed.
Sometimes Uncle would feed this pig chicken when we were eating outside. Like if he was eating a bun, he would rip a piece of the bun and throw it to the pig chicken, things like that. Okay. That's all the context you need. So we sit down to eat. And obviously I'm an infant, I'm breastfeeding, so I don't eat any of it. But Father, Mother, Uncle, Luten, Mother, and little Zuko, who's only a couple years old, start eating. Well, this is interesting, what I found
Followers save us. Lord AM says, what did Ursa do to make the servant go rogue?
I don't know. Like I said, I was a newborn. All I know is that they had an argument and my mother fired her. And that was enough for her. I don't know the context.
I vaguely remember Luten saying that the fight was something over her, like, playing favorites. Or I think that's what Luten said it was about.
I need to open graves, but I need a shovel. Anyway. So what happens? So we all sit down to eat, and we start eating. And it was like a stew that day, and so we were dipping these rolls that we had in the stew as we were eating. Well, Uncle dips his rolls in the stew, and he takes a bit of the crusty side of his roll that was a little overcooked, and he tosses it to the chicken pig that he loves so much. And because it's a chicken pig, it'll eat anything you throw at it. Fine. Uncle did this all the time. No one thought it was strange. Anyway, at some point, Father looks over, and the pig chicken is dead. It's just dead.
Yep,
And Father was poisoned once when he was a child. That's a separate story I could tell you sometime. But anyway, so he looks over and the pig chicken's dead. And there's it's foaming at the mouth and blood's coming out. And so he looks, my uncle and my father look at each other because they're both suddenly aware about what's happening. And they look at Zuko, who's only 2, and he is just passed out. He is gone already. And my mother's starting to feel woozy. Luten can't even think straight because, they're young. They're kids at this point. And so my father, being in his prime and the strongest one there, gets up. And in the most heroic thing I can think of him doing, the last of his strength, he ran inside to where there were more guards and palace staff. But then he worried that he didn't know who was behind it. So with every vestige of his strength, he ran, even though that would have quickened his blood. He ran through the palace to make it outside the palace into the streets and yelled, "Help, my family's been poisoned," and then collapsed.
Thanks to Dad.
Sure enough, the court physician was able to save us and give us an antidote. But there was a negative side effect of all this. Everyone was saved. Nobody was permanently hurt, especially not me since I couldn't have any of it. But quite unfortunately, my mother was not allowed to breastfeed me anymore.
Because the poison...
The poison was still inside. So, as a result, they used a wet nurse. And my mother kept screaming and crying about it, and all they did was treat her as if she was hysterical. And she was so frightened because Zuko had almost died, and she clung to him and held him and acted like he was the most important thing in the world. But she wasn't allowed to see me. They ripped me away from her because they were too afraid that she would try to breastfeed me and that, there's poison inside of her. So, I don't know what happened, but ever since that day, Mother just wasn't the same with me. The physician said it happens sometimes when you rip babies from their mothers, things go wrong. But I turned out fine, so I don't know. There, I've told you a story. What, do they hate it or something?
Alright, so, with that, Prime Minister Retsuko says, "Damn it, now I need comfort." Multipower goes, "Oh." Nerdy Dragon Fan says, "Damn." Night and Starlight says, "Damn, dude, that's so awful." The Azula said, "Ozai actually did something good for once."
I mean,
interesting.
To be fair, he was also poisoned and needed help, but... I think people misunderstand Father sometimes. They think that Father is some guy that wakes up in the morning and brushes his teeth with evil.
And doesn't care about anything.
But that's not really how he is. Father is... It's not that he doesn't care about anything, it's just that the ways that he cares about things are very self-centered.
If anybody tries to hurt us, he will rain fire down upon them.
He takes it personally, like a personal offense.
Like, how dare someone harm his children?
Exactly. It's not really about us, if that makes sense.
Azula says, "You were taken away from your mom at that early age. Damn, I can believe that definitely left a lasting impact."
I'm fine. Mother apparently was hysterical about it, but I was fine. I was a baby. I don't even remember it, so why would it hurt me?
James A. Riley said, "Azula's built different. Came out of the family poisoning unscathed." Roland Kane says, "I'm glad you guys are okay."
I didn't get poisoned at all. I was fine. I was a baby.
Prime Minister Retsuko says, "I be getting too in character. That made me cry a little."
The worst thing that happened to me was nothing. I didn't even get poisoned. I guess I had to deal with a wet nurse for a while. Gross.
Talon is the Dragon says, "The opposite of a Debbie Downer is a methamphetamine."
You don't get it, do you, Zuko?
I don't get it, but I'm just accepting that I don't get it. Nerdy Dragon Fan says, "Can you tell us more about Ozai from your point of view?"
It's like Bethadone. About Daddy? What do you want to know about him? I think if anyone understands or comes close to understanding Daddy, it's me.
Alright, Nerdy Dragon Fan, whatever you want to know about Dad, ask Azula. Night and Starlight says, "My mom's a nurse, so I can only really imagine how the palace staff reacted."
Not well. They did not take any of it well.
Their entire source of income almost died that day.
Well, not only that, there were investigations. People got executed over it. It was awful.
Like, nobody knew how many people were in on it. And there was I think my father referred to it as a massive culling of the servants.
I know that Zuko and I didn't have memories of it because we were babies, but Luten told us because the adults would not talk about it. It was apparently a big shame. But Luten told us, so that's how we know it happened.
Like I said, Luten, the only thing I know about what started the argument was Luten mentioning that the servant said Mom plays favorites. That's all Luten knows.
I don't know anything else about it, so I couldn't say. Anyway, that happened. So, I hope you enjoyed that story. If you didn't, well, no refunds.
Yeah.
I have so many family stories like that. People just need to ask me. If you prompt me, I have them.
Yeah, Prime Minister Retsuko says, Zuko, can you tell us a funny story about Iroh?
Zuko sucks at telling stories.
Well,
Go ahead and try.
I have... Prime Minister Retsuko, have you heard the brothel story yet? I've told that one.
I love that one. That one's pretty good. But you've already told that one.
I know. I'm asking if they've heard it. The Pi says Ozai cares in his own very twisted way. Night and Starlight asks, did the servant get caught at least?
I mean, according to Lieutenant, she did, but I don't know if Lieutenant was just saying that to make us feel better or not.
It's possible she was caught in the mass execution, or I should say the mass cullings.
Yeah. In the end, they decided it was just one person responsible, but that was after they killed a bunch of servants on staff.
Here's one for both of us. Question from Cloudy. When was the last time your father and uncle actually talked to each other? That would be before I was banished. Was the last time I ever remember them talking to each other. It's possible they talked sometime after that I'm not aware of, but the last time I ever saw them talk to each other was,
No, he went down there.
Did he?
Yeah, when you left him in charge as interim Fire Lord when you were on an adventure, I heard he went down there to talk to Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how it went.
I don't know.
I don't talk to Uncle, so...
Well, Uncle didn't talk to me about that, so...
maybe it didn't go so well. I don't know what to say.
The last time I remember Uncle and Dad talking was at the funeral we held for Lieutenant.
I don't want to talk about that.
That's fair.
Don't ask me about Lieutenant's funeral.
Nerdy Dragon Fan says, can you tell us the good about him? I think they're asking you the good about Father. Zuko said your family used to be happy when he was nicer when you guys were younger.
The thing about Daddy is that when he's pleased with you, he will make you feel like you are the most important person in the world. He will make you feel like you're special, like you're the only person that understands, like everyone else is out to get him and is a traitor and he can't trust them. But you're special. You're different. It's hard to explain because most people see Daddy and they see this monster who's just so powerful and cold and never feels anything except maybe wrath. But Daddy has this vulnerable side to him that... And don't get me wrong, he knows how to use it to his advantage to manipulate you, and he does, and he will, and he won't feel bad about it.
And he does it very well.
But that doesn't make it not real, if that makes sense. He just weaponizes it. And it's actually quite sad. Because a lot of people think that he must have been a lot like me as a child, but to be honest with you, he was more like Zuko. Even Uncle says it. He wrote a book about it.
Yeah, I've been told that apparently.
They were very similar, where they were very hot-headed and not always the most social, and that they both were desperate to please their respective fathers.
The most Uncle ever told me is that sometime when Uncle was doing the siege, he doesn't know what because he wasn't around, but when he came back, suddenly Dad was very different. I don't know what happened.
No, it wasn't the siege. He said it was his first tour of duty, long before the siege.
Oh, right, I'm getting...
So he went on his first tour of duty when Dad was... Well, Dad's like 10 years younger than Uncle.
Right.
So Father would have been like, what? 12 when Uncle came back from his first siege?
Yeah, 24.
From his first tour. So he said that when he came back, that Father had always been bratty, but when he came back from his first tour of duty, that he doesn't know what Grandpa Azula did to him, but he was never the same when he got back. He went from bratty, spoiled, adversarial child to just cruel.
What we know him as.
But the thing is, Uncle was actually more like me, a fact that I do not like to acknowledge, but is true, where he was the favorite son, the would-be conqueror, the heir apparent, the one everybody liked.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Azula, but
What?
Night and Starlight says, Azula, you are describing my dad.
I'm so sorry. I understand. I do. Better than Zuko, even.
Prime Minister Retsuko says, have to go as usual. Thank you guys, and we love you. They donated $1.99 to say that.
Thank you for coming! Thank you all for being here. Sorry for all the problems. I have lots of stories about Daddy. I don't know. I don't usually share them because some of them go in weird places.
So, James A. Riley asked, any stories about Grandpappy Azulon? I actually have one, and it doubles as a story about Uncle, too. So... I didn't spend a lot of time with grandfather, but
Because he hated you.
yes, he did. But I spent a lot of time with uncle, and I don't like to talk about this often, but after certain game nights or music nights or whatever party uncle wanted to have with Lee and the rest of the crew when I was on the ship for a while and I couldn't sleep, I just tended to listen in on their conversations, and uncle would talk about grandpa a lot, and I learned that apparently grandfather had a favorite Fire Nation play that he apparently loved a lot. It was a Fire Nation retelling of an old Earth Kingdom story. Nobody knows if it's historical or not. In the Earth Kingdom, it was called The Three Earth Kingdoms, but the Fire Nation version of it is just called The Three Island Nations. And it is a story about way back in the early days when we weren't even the Fire Nation. The Fire Lord wasn't a thing yet. These were back when we were the Fire Island territories, and everybody was constantly warring over who got to control all of them. Long ago in Fire Nation ancient history. Point is, this is about around that time, and it depicts 3 specific island nations that are in fighting over who gets to control all 3.
It wasn't 3 specific island nations. It was 3 city-states, 1 nation.
Right.
That wasn't united yet.
Sorry. Right.
You're so bad at history.
It's been a while since I didn't get to finish school, as you like to say. Point is, there was one of the island, who was the rightful ruler of that city-state was a child, and one of his advisors was basically the actual one in control, but the other high-ranking officials hated this one guy's guts, and so they were constantly warring over who got to actually be best buds with the rightful, I forgot what they called them. I think they were, because...
Zuko, you were so bad at history.
I know I'm bad at history. Not the point. The point is, apparently grandfather really liked this story about these 3 huge political parties warring over this city-state, and he loved the rush of it. He loved all the political maneuvering, all of the making nice and allies, and the strategic war fighting. He apparently said it was a big inspiration of him trying to conquer the water tribes and the Earth Kingdom at the same time. And then Uncle would then go into how his favorite play, which funny enough was also one written in the Earth Kingdom, but the Fire Nation would turn into a Fire Nation appropriated version, called The 3 Sun Warriors, which is a very similar story about when the fire territories, this is about all of them being in constant fights with each other, but we focus on one specific island power that the Sun Warriors inhabit, and there's one young person who really wants to be a Sun Warrior, and he eventually joins up with the other 3 until he finds out that the whole political landscape of his island is way more chaotic than he thought it was. And it's very similar to Grandfather's, but unlike Grandfather's, it focuses less on the heavy politics and the war and the strategy, and focuses more on the actual people itself. And I think that's an interesting way to look at the difference between grandfather and uncle sometimes.
I have a much easier way to describe the difference between grandfather and uncle.
I'm sure you do, but did you like that story at least, chat? I know I'm not the best at telling them, but I don't always have a bunch of stories.
Fine. I like the story, Zuko.
Thank you.
I swear.
Anyway, you were saying...
What was I saying?
You were saying you have a much easier way to describe the difference between grandfather...
I changed my mind. Your story's good, and I don't have a better one.
Oh, well... Thank you.
As far as anyone needs to know.
Alright, how about this? You can tell it, and I promise I won't say anything. Or
No.
hold it against you.
I don't have a better one.
Alright, well, do you have your own version?
No, I think yours was very good. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Azula. I know I don't say that enough.
I know. In fact, you don't say nice things to me at all. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm like you. I'm a good person!
What do you think the point of this game is?
I don't know, but I'm doing great.
I don't even have it in me to be angry.
You lost that special spark.
At least for right now. It's probably just because of the heat. It's really hot.
I mean, it's the Fire Nation in the summer. My birthday's coming up.
It is coming up. I have a trip planned for you, actually.
You do?
Yes.
Where are you taking me?
Well, I'm...
Is it Ember Island? It's Ember Island, isn't it?
Of course it's Ember Island.
Of course it's Ember Island.
Where else would I take
you
you?
take me? Yeah, I suppose that's a good point.
Anyway, the Piazalai asks us, do you guys know the story of the first ever Avatar, Avatar Juan?
That's not funny.
More like Avatar Wannabe.
Hey, listen, I didn't kill anyone. Get it?
I get it.
Well, you didn't act like you got it.
So. I got it. You didn't kill any Juan. Because, Juan is dead to us.
You're very strange. Alright, I still don't understand. What am I supposed to do with these things?
I've tried to look up what any of this means, and it's...
They're supposed to do something.
I have come to the conclusion that since this is the Steam version, but we're not using the keyboard, there's a lot of functions that are just not available to us, like different ammo types, or like sprinting, and this which means a lot of this bench stuff just doesn't mean anything to us.
I'm just going to do whatever it tells me to do.
That's fine. Because I learned there's apparently way different ammo types that you can cycle through, but not on the controller for the Steam version. I don't understand. It might just be because of how old the game is.
Am I just going in circles now? I guess I am.
Okay, FG2187, nice to hear back from you, says, rate the fashion sense of each of the four nations from most to least stylish between the Fire Nation, Earth Kingdom, Air Nomads, and Water Tribe. Would you like to go first, Azula?
What are we ranking?
Rating the fashion sense of each of the four nations from worst to best. Most or least stylish to most stylish.
I don't think that's really a question I could answer because within the nations there are individuals that have better fashion sense than others. I don't know if it's really nation dependent. All I know is the Air Nomads definitely have the worst clothes.
Which they all wore the same type of clothes.
Yeah, that's why it was the worst.
Aang kind of makes it work, but that's because he was forced to change it up because his only...
You just say he makes it work because he's your friend.
I was going to say that he wears the only unique Air Nomad clothes that I have seen because he had to change it because his only real copy got burned. And so we had to incorporate Fire Nation, Earth Kingdom, and Water Tribe. Well, not Water Tribe clothing. Fun fact, Aang never wears Water Tribe clothing because they're all animal furs. And he's a vegetarian, so he doesn't believe in that.
That's why he's gonna die. Because he's a vegetarian. Oh, you don't like it when I say that. I always forget. You get all hurt.
I mean, I just don't... It's fine. It's fine.
It's so mean of me, right? I'm so mean.
Night and Starlight asks, Zuko, can you tell us about the time you mistook the Southern Lights for the Avatar returning? Should I tell him that story, Azula?
Oh, that's pretty funny, sure.
Alright, so... I had just finished checking the Southern Air Temple for any trace of the Avatar. And this was the last temple I checked, by the way. I checked the Western one first, then the Northern one, then the Eastern one, and then finally the Southern one. So I'm here. This is actually a month before I actually found the Avatar, by the way. For context, it's a month before that. I had stopped having the nightmares. I was actually doing pretty okay. But I saw a glowing light in the sky of various colors, and it was moving about. And I was convinced that this was the spirit signaling that the Avatar had been at work. I was convinced that it looked red, green, blue, and yellow because those are the four elements and all of the spiritual energy combining into everything. And everyone was saying, Zuko, for the 15th time, this random light you're seeing in the sky is not the Avatar. But I wasn't listening. I was convinced that this was the one and only time. This was the one. I finally had him. Because I had been banished in middle school while I had known about the Aurora Borealis, I in fact did not know that in the South Pole they had what's known...
The Aurora Australis.
Thank you. I totally wasn't looking it up.
Because you didn't remember.
The Aurora Australis.
Yes.
Which is the same thing, but for the South Pole. Nobody told me the South Pole had the Aurora Australis. And when I found that out, after the whole crew had been trying to tell me that I was not... that was not the Avatar, I then began to kick myself in private, saying, how could anybody ever mistake the Aurora Australis for the Avatar? I must be the stupidest person in the history of the world.
I mean, maybe. It's possible.
The Paisalai says, alright, lovelies, I'm about to pass out.
I hope you have a wonderful night.
Good night, Pi. Cloudy asks, when's my birthday? Let's see, it's the summer month right now, so in about 2-ish months from now, it'll be my birthday.
Yeah, Zuko is very shameful for a firebender. He was born in the fall.
I denied it for much of my early life, saying
He used to pretend that my birthday was his birthday. Can you believe that?
I used to deny that my month was the first month of fall, and I was like, no, I'm the last month of summer. The month after mine is the first month of fall. Because I could not accept the fact that seasons started in the middle of months. I thought that the month should dictate the start of a season.
It's not your fault you're dumb, Zuko. You didn't choose to be this way.
To this day, I still think that should be how we measure it, but that's not my decision, I guess.
You're literally the Fire Lord. You could change it if you wanted to.
Yes, I could, but then... Look, I already made the Imperial system, and the backlash I got from that.
What do you mean you made... We already were using the Imperial system.
What are you talking about?
That's what we call the system we use. We call it the Imperial system.
But you said that the Oh my god. Oh my spirits, you were being sarcastic.
What?
You were being sarcastic when you said, Zuko, the best thing you have made as Fire Lord is the Imperial system.
Of course I was being sarcastic.
I took you at face value.
Why?
Because I thought you were being genuine.
Zuko, do you not understand sarcasm?
Not when it comes from you! Because I can never tell when you're being sarcastic!
Yeah, I know. Hey, Marx's room doesn't have anything exciting except for sexy sleepwear, but I doubt he's ever going to use it, so let's see.
Anyway. Sotner says that the ammo type should be available to us. You just have to push up on the D-pad.
I'm not surprised Zuko's wrong. He's wrong about most things.
Can you like, test
yep,
it?
Yep, I can.
Oh, alright.
See, you're wrong again.
Well, that means you should be able to switch to different energy cells.
I already knew that.
Oh, alright.
I accidentally figured it out during a combat encounter.
I stand corrected.
You think you'd be used to it by now.
I hope you know, chat, that all your super chats pay for my therapy sessions for all of these streams.
Oh, that's true.
Because I can't pay a therapist because I'm too busy paying
reparations,
otherwise known as monetary therapy for the rest of the world.
I mean, you know, you did agree to this job. You wanted this job. You fought for this job.
Nine Starlight asks, hey Zuko, how old are you? Alright, we have to do the math again. So I would have been 17 or 18.
So, no, you were 16 during the war. You were about almost 17 by the end of it.
When I was coronated.
Uh-huh.
So around 18 when Yu Dao was made.
No, Yu Dao was already made. You mean when the whole...
Sorry, when Aang, separated, the land during me and the Earth King's, whole war over Harmony Restoration and all that. Okay, 18 when the Harmony Restoration movement was officially called off. I'm probably around late 18 to early 19 right now. In fact, I think by the time the search happens, I'm 19. That's right, because, it took an entire year for me to recover from sleep deprivation and what's it called? Malnutrition? Because I didn't eat?
I don't know what you do with your life, Zuko. You tell me.
I was just asking if it's called malnutrition when you know, are starving to death.
I mean, malnutrition can be a side effect of starving to death.
Oh, Night and Starlight agrees with me. Exactly, Zuko. It should be the first of the month. But they also say I can read sarcasm to save my life. Can't. I can give you free therapy. Wait, Night, are you being sarcastic? I can't tell.
I haven't left Jacobstown in years. Aside from her, I know that the Fiends and Caesar's Legion fight alongside dogs. The night
Okay, so we have to go get a dog brain for it.
instability.
Trash Can asks Azula, what was Ozai like when it was just you and him?
I've been trying to.
What was he like when it was just him and me?
That's what Trash Can asked. Would you really like to know the Trash Can? Because this story pops up a couple times a stream.
I mean, there's a lot of things I could talk about what Daddy did when I was alone with him. It's just not all of them are things that are appropriate for stream.
I've compared the. Now I'm not claiming.
Okay, I have a funny story about that.
Alright, what's the funny story about
Do you
that?
remember the time you got sick because you nearly drowned at Ember Island?
Right, Dad had to save me.
And he got so irritated because he thought Mom was going to shower him with praises. Oh, you saved our boy. And instead, Mother spent the whole time taking care of you while you threw up seawater.
I remember that.
And he said it ruined the trip for him.
Of course.
Okay, so do you remember when we got home? He pretended he was sick from saving you, and he faked a fever, and he was just lying in bed. It was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen him do. And he was like, "Oh, Ursa, I'm so sick from saving our son." And I'm pretty sure he was using fire bending to make himself seem feverish and clammy. And Mother actually had to like humor him when he got like that. That was pretty funny.
The stealth field has been marked.
Cloudy says 1 year. Zuko was abandoned for 1 year, and it took him an entire other year to recover from this. Iroh is a fucking bad... Okay. Cloudy, first of all, I'm going to take responsibility for this. I went out of my way to not involve Uncle for that entire year when I was crowned Fire Lord. I made it a specific goal to not ask him for any help. Now you can then say it was stupid of me to go to Dad for help, but that's besides the point. After that, who do you think was with me during that whole year of recovery when I could barely function?
Alright, so it seems to me that we have 3 options for the dog brain. We can get a new dog brain by finding an exceptional canine brain among the Fiends, or an exceptional canine brain among Caesar's Legions, or get one for Rex from one of old Lady Gibson's dogs.
Alright, so what's this quest called?
Hold on. I think it's still the You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog one, right? Yeah, Nothing
But a Hound Dog, alright.
That's what it's been. So we have 3 options. We can get one from Old Lady Gibson, which I could just teleport to right now. Or we could try to find one among Caesar's Legion or among the Fiends.
I'm going to see if those do anything... If those consequences are different, yes.
I just want to finish helping this dog so I can return him to the king so I can get Eddie back! Look at the selfless things I do!
You are. Okay. If you use Ray's brain, it grants the Faithful Protector perk, increasing his damage.
Use whose brain? Who's Ray?
So, okay.
All I know is the
The Gibson Scrapyard. Old Lady
Okay.
Gibson will ask for 700 caps in exchange for the brain of her dog, Ray.
And that gives you the protector one. What did the other 2 do?
So I'm reading it. If you get this one, if you have a barter skill of 70 or higher, you can obtain it for free.
Okay.
The Fiend Camp. You can find one among a large group of Fiends looking for Violetta. A Boss Guard dog. It sounds like you kill Violetta. So using Violetta's brain grants the dog the Unshakable Tracker perk, increasing his speed by 50%. And then the final one that you find at the fort, I guess from a dog named Lupa, using Lupa's brain grants Blood of the Legion perk, increasing his damage threshold by plus 10.
I'd rather just get the easy one. I don't really care that much about this dog.
Since you're probably going to switch back to Eddie immediately
like,
after,
I just
right?
want to fix his life because, you know, I'm not a monster, but I don't really need him because, yeah, I'm going to go back to Eddie. What the hell was the name of the place where she was?
It is the Gibson Scrapyard.
There it is. I literally found it just as...
Also, you get special dialogue if you take the newly restored dog back to the king once you select a new brain for him.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I wish my barter was higher so I didn't have to pay the money. Do I even have the money for it? How much money do I have? Where do I check for that?
906 caps.
And it takes 700?
It takes...
So she's going to clean me out.
700, yep.
Alright.
Because I don't think your barter still is 70.
Good thing I stole a bunch of caps. Move, Ray. I'm about to take your brain out of your body.
So, you're back. Now. Doctor, as for your request, it's... As for the price for... He and I had joined up with the same...
Well, that was sad.
That was sad. I mean,
and you didn't scream. That was...
Yeah, I mean, I was willing to accept that she said the dog was getting old, so...
And she was going to have to put it down. I should probably hurry back since I have a brain slowly dying.
Yeah, actually.
I don't actually know how I'm preserving it, to be honest. That's very strange. All right. So now we have to go back to this place.
Night and Starlight says, poor pupper, that hurts so much to hear.
I know.
I'm with you there.
I'm pretty upset to have heard it. I like animals. I don't know why people think I don't like animals.
I don't get it either.
Because I threw bread at turtle ducks when I was a child and frustrated.
And how they tried to say your first instance of firebending was burning a turtle duck when
Which
it was
wasn't.
a toy.
It was a toy.
It was a toy.
And it was an accident.
Melina02 asks, Zuko, do you ever feel protective of Azula as her older brother?
No.
The answer is yes.
No, he's not protective at all.
Azula, you don't see the amount of people who try to flirt with you by saying really creepy things.
People do not flirt with me. You're lying.
Do you even know the amount of times Trevor Rickett has flirted with you in chat that I have just glossed over? Like, here, let me go back up and look for some.
Alright, so now let's go and get our companion Eddie. Also, maybe some new clothes. Clothes are not great. Alright, so now we have to go back to Freeside.
Zuko, I wonder if Azula can handle the fact that I had a crush on her. It's how people feel towards each other. Zuko, I have a crush on your sister. Please don't banish me. Please understand. I was just saying how I feel. Damn it.
They have a crush on Key?
No, they're talking about you.
She's a child. That's
they're talking
strange.
about you, Azula.
People are a little weird.
She's talking about you, Azula.
Sure, Zuko. Whatever you say. What the hell? Stop attacking people for no reason. What's wrong with you people?
Hey, you're the one who's been going around helping people.
Okay, in the middle of combat, he just does that.
Hey, Azula, my cat Jasmine took your spot as princess for a day, Night and Starlight says.
Well, if it's a cat, I agree.
Sotner asks, what's your favorite animal, Azula? Dogs or cats?
Wolves, probably, nowadays. Although if I ever saw a dragon, I bet it would be. I've just never seen one, actually.
Roland Kane says, I've been flirting with you too, Azula.
What?
Sotner says, I try to flirt with Azula all the time, but YouTube keeps censoring me.
Why are they saying these things?
Night and Starlight says, I don't have a crush because I cannot feel that way about anyone. Thumbs up.
That's fair. Honestly, smarter.
Sotner says, if I was in the war, I'd have infiltrated the Fire Palace and taken Azula as my war bride. This is the stuff I tend to just gloss over.
I'd like to see them try. Oh, that's so funny. Can you even imagine someone trying that?
I'd imagine they get killed trying to kidnap the princess.
Oh my goodness, that'd be so fun to even see someone attempt.
Night and Starlight says, simps. So many simps.
I'm just imagining trying to take me as their war bride. Oh, that was a good laugh.
Multipower says, I've also been flirting with Azula as well.
It's nice to laugh. Can you even imagine, like, someone just walking in and being like, I'm going to take you as my war bride, and expecting me to take them seriously?
That sounds like something Xiao would say.
What?
I am here to take you as my war bride for Xiao the Conqueror. Xiao the Moonslayer!
You know,
Xiao the bride winner!
Here's a story most people don't know. Daddy intended to make me marry Xiao.
Yes, he did. I learned the story afterwards.
Yeah, no, it was horrifying. I can explain that story, but I don't know how much people want to hear it here.
Chat, who here wants to hear the Xiao...
I don't know why people think I would like Xiao.
The 40-something-year-old Xiao trying to marry at then 14-year-old Azula. Or maybe even 12,
the engagement
actually.
happened before that. Yeah, it was after you were banished.
That's right, so you would have been 12-ish.
I can explain it all. It's a very...
Night and Starlight says, ew, Xiao.
You're a man of your word. If you want, hold on to Rex for a little...
Oh.
Normally, we don't let outsiders join from this day forward. In addition, if you want to do something, perhaps more importantly, you've earned the right.
You have become the first official female king, Azula.
Of course. I'm pretty great.
I'm curious how that king's outfit looks on you.
Can I give you back your dog? Alright, Rex. Go home, baby. I know, look at you. You look very happy with a brand new brain, which means you're a new dog.
It's time.
And he's just gonna be with his owner. It's gonna be fine. Alright, let's go pick up Eddie and get out of this dump. Look, see, there he is. He's fine.
Yeah.
Hi, little boy.
He's getting fed. And pets.
He's very cute. I seriously wish I could keep him and Eddie. I don't even need Boone. He's nice and all. But...
Yeah, it's a shame that it's like one human, one robot, and you can't have two non-human companions.
Because I would really like that. Alright, so let's save since we completed that mission. We're gonna go to Prim to go pick up Eddie. So does your armor just recharge after a while? Because how did my armor get better?
Oh, I thought you repaired it.
When?
Maybe I was just seeing things. I thought I saw you.
Maybe I did. Mm-hmm.
Nerdy Dragon Fan says, I want to hear more Xiao hate. Multipower says Xiao is probably one of the worst people I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
Also, Cloudy is like dissing Iroh a lot, and they think you would agree with them on that.
What are they saying about it?
Alright, so I'll start, because it happened when I mentioned that it took a year for me to recover, and they were like, Iroh, what a bastard. And I defended Uncle. But then Cloudy had words to say.
Because Cloudy's
Iroh's nonchalant and infantilizing attitude he was having towards you when you woke up from that faint was the most infuriating thing I've ever seen anyone do. Zuko, Iroh decided to retire at literally the other side of the world, so of course you thought he didn't want to be disturbed. You literally said after you recognized all he did for him, you desperately wanted to repay him for it, which is, you know, a totally you thing to think. Iroh has no excuse for that 1 year long stall he made. I'm starting to think that Diley brainwashed him at this point.
No,
Trust
he did
me,
have
I thought
one.
About this.
He did have one. He had one excuse, and it's actually the only time I'll ever say Uncle had a good excuse.
Alright, say it, Azula.
You were a new Fire Lord. You were trying to establish that you were different from Daddy, and the problem was, one of the main people you had to get in good with was the Earth King and the Earth Kingdom in general, and they have every reason not to want Uncle to be your advisor.
Because Uncle
the siege of Ba Sing Se caused a huge humanitarian crisis, which allowed Long Feng to come into power, yes. I mean, he'd already been there, but it let him seize power.
In fact, the only reason that they don't, ask for his head is because they accepted Iroh's participation in the freeing of it on the comet enough to basically say, all right, stay away from us and we'll stay away from you.
Now look, I'm not saying I agree with Uncle's decision to leave an inexperienced teenager in charge of foreign policy during Reconstruction after a 100-year war. I'm not saying I agree with it. I agree with that's really stupid. But his reasoning was exactly what I just said it was.
A new person in the chat, I think, Aisha, are you part of the Kataro clan? Says, I hate Xiao. Cloudy says, then why didn't Iroh talk about that? Because nobody really deemed it important enough to put in a comic or a story, basically.
Because, no, I'll tell you the real reason. The real reason is that everyone is too cowardly to call Uncle what he is, a war criminal.
Yeah.
I got him back.
You did. Trashcan says, Azula, I still want to know about you and Ozai.
What can I tell you about him?
You mentioned him being upset that Mom didn't give him attention when he saved me.
Alright, well, I can tell you about the Xiao thing. So basically what happened was, Daddy realized after he banished Zuko that he had a bit of a problem. And that problem... Wait, do I want this more, or do I want the other one? Hold on, this is agility -1. They have about the same. I might as well just repair this one. There we go. Okay, so he had a bit of a problem. And that problem was he'd banished his only heir. Now, obviously, I exist, but contrary to popular opinion, ever since Sozin, women in the Fire Nation are not really... It's not really smiled upon to give them power, if that makes sense. Anyway, Daddy was not exactly some revolutionary looking to change that. So, he went to all of his nobles and generals and all of those important people in his war room, and he said, I will offer my daughter's hand in marriage. And keep in mind, I'm like 12, because Zuko got banished when I was 11. And he goes, I will offer my daughter's hand in marriage and make you my heir on the condition that you offer me the best. The best show of loyalty, the best reward, the best whatever. I don't know. Anyway, Xiao wins this by offering Daddy that he could destroy the entire water tribe, therefore succeeding where Grandpa Azulon failed, and honestly where Uncle failed with the Earth Kingdom. And since Daddy lives with a big chip on his shoulder about those two, he took it, and he said, if you can actually destroy the water tribe, you can actually do that, I will absolutely grant you my daughter's hand in marriage. True story.
Which, apparently, is why Xiao really had it out for me when I finally found the Avatar.
Oh no, absolutely. He had a very real problem, and the reason he had it out for you was if you somehow managed to get your honor back...
Which I almost did a couple times.
Then it was over. Like, there was just no way Daddy was going to give it to Xiao in that condition.
Because even if Dad really didn't like me, he could not deny the political power of look at my son who brought the Avatar to us.
Well, and in general, you had a claim to the throne that he couldn't deny regardless of how he felt about you. The thing is, people assume that being the Fire Lord means you can do whatever you want. And technically, yes, you can do whatever you want, but you still have to pay politics because if the people who support you decide they don't support you,
then they can literally overthrow you and crown a new one. That is the ultimate trap of the crown. Yes, you can do whatever you want, as long as you maintain the people's faith in you.
Anyway, all this to say, obviously it didn't work out for Xiao.
No, it did not. He's dead.
All the better.
James A. Riley says, Eddie Viscerator is back. Return of the King. Cloudy is now... I feel like Cloudy's starting to troll a bit, because now they're saying it sounds like Iroh wanted to start making Zuko like his puppet. Maybe he secretly wanted to reconcile with his brother, is what I can think.
I think Uncle has complicated feelings about Daddy, is what I think it is. I think Uncle kind of feels responsible for what happened to Daddy, because he didn't step in more to help him. I mean, Grandpa really had it out for Daddy since, like, day one. I mean, I have my theories about why, but I don't think people want to hear it.
I would like to hear it.
Really?
Chad, do you want to hear it?
You want to hear it. I thought you of all people to be like, don't make excuses for him.
I would like to hear it. Now, if this was before Dishonored and everything, yeah, I wouldn't want to hear it. But over the course of all these streams, I've been having some character development that's, you know, going to go...
I want to preface this with saying, I do not condone Daddy's actions. I just understand him. That's not the same thing. I want to preface this. Because I know there's people who are going to say I'm, like, apologizing for what he's done, which I'm not trying to do. Just to be clear.
Okay.
Are we clear?
I think we're very clear. And Knight and Starlight, Roland Kane, they want to hear it. Cloudy Wani is saying, say it, Azula.
Alright. Hold on, I'm trying to find these people. So the basics of it is, the reason. How do I even explain this? You have to understand Grandpa to start. Which means you have to start Great-Grandpa Sozin. So, gosh, how do I even go into this? It's just been a problem that's been compounding for so many generations.
So, the circumstances of Azulon's birth
are not good.
Very well known.
No, they're not very well understood at all. What we do know for sure is that Great-Grandpa Sozin absolutely refused, and I mean refused, to get married or have heirs for years. He didn't do it until he was really old, and his advisors basically forced him to.
And to this day, there are no official records of who this wife was.
I mean, he didn't even have a wife, for as far as I don't know what happened.
All I know is even in the Fire Lord Dragonbone catacombs, there is no record of him ever having a wife.
And of course, there's always the disgusting rumors made by his political enemies that, oh, he punished his sister Saizan for her insubordination in support of the Air Nation by imprisoning her and forcing her to birth him Azulon. But, that kind of thing is just said by his political enemies, oh, the royals are all incestuous. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. But we don't have any proof that's true.
We don't, although I suspect that's what Dad believes.
I mean, probably, but Dad always wants to assume the worst of people who have done him, in his opinion, wrong.
Of course, of course.
Oh, here we go. This is one of the people I was looking for.
But what we do know is that after Azulon was born, Sozin only visited him usually once a year, maybe a little bit more frequent when he was an actual infant, but once he was old enough to walk and talk and eat on his own, he was basically raised by the Fire Sages his entire life.
I'm sorry, what? I was talking to Santiago.
What we do know about Grandfather Azulon is that once he was old enough to eat and walk and talk all on his own, Great-Grandfather Sozin basically had the Fire Sages raise him.
Oh, it was awful. So he had a wet nurse take care of him, and then he just shipped him off to Crescent Island to be taken care of by the Fire Sages.
And Sozin would only visit him once a year.
Yeah, as far as I know. Now, this is what the story we've been told. I don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah, take everything with a grain of salt. There is no written historical documentation.
Oh, well, that biography just came out about Roku. Maybe that'll shed some light.
Maybe there is. I've heard that we've recovered the name of Great-Grandfather Sozin's dad, but I haven't found it. I haven't gotten my hands on it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. But to put it this way, imagine being raised since childhood by a bunch of sages that think that the secret to enlightenment is stuff like, denying yourself every simple pleasure possible and just...
And trying to become one with the flame.
I mean, what a difficult way to grow up when you're a child. You have no friends, you don't have toys, you don't go outside and play. So, the story goes, and again, alleged, I don't know how true this is, that he was a very lonely child who did not understand how to have emotions, essentially.
James A. Riley, I bet the one day a year wasn't even Azulon's birthday. Actually, I think it was. I think that was the only time you would see him was on Azulon's birthday.
And every time he was like, oh, he's so weak. Oh, he has such a woman's face. He was always insulting him for that.
Yeah, when he was young, Azulon actually was like Dad. He had super long hair, and apparently he was a very... I forget there was a term for it, but to put it away, apparently Aang would say it, he was quite the handsome man.
Zuko, why are you so clumsy trying to compliment someone? Can you not just say a man is beautiful? Is it that hard for you?
I just remember that
just say, he's a beautiful man.
He was a beautiful man.
There you go. See, it's not that hard.
I just remember there was a term back in that time they would use to say attractive man. There was like a word for it. I forget.
Just say he's beautiful. Stop being weird. Stop making it weird. It isn't weird until you make it weird.
You're making it weird.
Hey, you're the one who's been...
Wow, they keep interrupting to give me things. It's weird.
You have a good reputation here because you're a good person in this town.
I am a good person.
Anyway. The point is...
Because of this, Grandpa Azulon was kind of not a warm person. He didn't know how to care about anyone. He didn't know how to express feelings very well. He was very cold and callous and pragmatic in his thinking. And one day they come and they tell him that Great-Grandpa Sozin is dead, and he is next in line to be Fire Lord, and they're taking him home. Yep.
That he just found out, and he
Just
no
like that.
longer lived with the Fire Sages.
Yeah, that was it.
The palace royal life, the palace he had never seen in his entire life because he had never been allowed inside, now he owns it. It's his now.
Anyway, so suddenly he can do whatever he wants. He can have every luxury and treasure and fun pleasure he wants. He can have it all. But he doesn't really know how to enjoy it, right? Because he doesn't know how to enjoy anything.
Right.
So then one day they're like, well, you have to get married and you have to make heirs. And so the advisors find this woman of noble birth called Isla. And from what I understand, Isla wasn't a great beauty or anything, but she was very kind. She was very patient. That's what she was known for. She was patient. She was kind. And, you know, Grandpa, from what I understand, was not very kind to her for a long time. In fact, he was quite cruel. But eventually, something in him... I don't have the memoir in front of me that I read, and I don't know if it's forgery.
And I don't either, but I wanted to mention... Knight in Starlight says, Azulon sounds like my dad's mom. Wow.
Isn't this incredible?
Yeah,
wow,
like, Knight, are you
maybe
like,
you're related to
us.
us.
Are you a distant relative that that Book 4 restoration project might be going into detail to?
Anyway, so he falls in love with her because no matter what he does, she's just kind and she's patient and warm, and he's never known anyone like this in his life. So eventually he just falls madly in love with Isla. And this simple act of falling for her made him start feeling more things he had never felt before. And it really changed him as a person. Apparently had a very profound impact, and she was everything to him. And when she became laden with child, who would become my Uncle Iroh, grandfather was very afraid that he wasn't going to be able to do it, that he wasn't going to have what it took. But Isla reassured him, Grandma Isla. And then when Uncle was born, he named him after his wife. And I don't know if people recognize, Iroh is the masculine form of Isla. I don't know if people recognize what a big deal that is. For a crown prince to be named after the Fire Lady? That's a huge deal.
It really is.
And I don't think people recognize how bizarre of a choice that is. You would normally name it after, you know, another male in the family. You wouldn't just name it after a woman or someone with no political power.
Used to be Eustace asks, genuine question, when is the next comic video coming out?
Drinking? Listen, I've tried it. Dixon sells me. I swear that guy's.
Let's see. Take care of the drug dealer. Help Bill Ron to his alcoholism. Okay.
Alright, so Azula, used to be Eustace asks, genuine question, when is the next comic video coming out?
From what I understand, they hired a calligrapher to change the text on the letter, and that's what took a while, was getting all the calligraphy done. A translator and a calligrapher, and then the artist had to put the calligraphy into and Photoshop it in. Because the original letter Ursa wrote is apparently very, very dryly translated. Like, it's a literal translation, but it doesn't have any character. It's very mechanical. And so they wanted it to sound more like what a princess would actually write. Also, they're changing the plot a little bit.
A little bit.
So that took a while. That's all I know. I don't know. Anyway,
I have
all this
heard,
to say.
Right, sorry.
So he loved Uncle Iroh. Iroh was everything to him. He named him after his wife. And you might think this is a happy ending, right? Like a man who had never had these sorts of emotions discovers how to feel and happily ever after. One would assume, right?
And for a while, it was.
It was, I suppose.
And
as
then
happy as it can be. I mean, Grandpa Zulon learned to laugh. He learned to play. He learned to do all sorts of things. Iroh was the apple of his eye.
And then Iroh turned 10.
And then Uncle Iroh turned 10. And something happened that ruined everything. Ruined our entire family forever, I suppose. And I wonder how many people here can guess what that
is. And
tell me if anyone guesses.
Yeah, chat, can you figure out what happened once Iroh turned 10?
That ruined everything.
Gonna give you time because I know it.
There's a delay.
Alright, they just heard the question be posed, so Alright, Night and Starlight immediately goes Isla's death / Ozai's birth.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
5 stars for you, Night and Starlight.
And the thing is, they never planned to have him. It was an accident. But Grandma wanted to have him, and it ended quite poorly.
If I read the records correctly and they aren't forged or rewritten in some way, there is an old transcript of the Doctor, Isla, and Azula talking over what to do about the baby. Basically, Grandfather had 2 options. Either terminate the child and maybe save his wife, or deliver the baby and very likely lose his wife.
Okay.
Grandfather wanted to terminate the baby.
Well, of course, it was his beloved wife.
And he never wanted to have a second one.
He didn't need one. He already had...
He had his heir, everything was right.
Yeah.
He didn't need a second child.
But
Great grandma, just grandma, wanted to deliver the baby.
And it didn't work out for her. So Daddy was born and she died. The only thing that had ever mattered to Grandpa. And she died. And if you can imagine being born into a family where your brother is 10 years older, so he's always going to be more accomplished, and everyone loves him, and he's jolly and likable because he got loved for the first 10 years of his life. And then you're born. You're 10 years old. And everyone in your life, your first memories, are people telling you that you killed your mother. That you're a murderer. And that tells you everything you need to know about Daddy.
If you want to know why he's so hell-bent on always being the victim, it's because he was...
Aren't they making a fully animated video of that for book 4?
They
In fact,
are.
There's a trailer for it. You can see fully animated and voiced on the channel.
You absolutely can.
If someone would link it in chat, that would be lovely, because I can't do it.
I might...
Cough, cough, Zuko.
I said I might be able to! I'm working on it. Anyway, I was just going to say...
But yeah, that's what happened, and...
What was I going to say? I was going to say...
It tells you everything. I mean, that kind of environment would turn someone into a fragile narcissist.
If you've ever wondered why Dad always thinks he's the victim, it's because, in his defense, he quite literally was born a victim.
The victim. I love that about Dad. Like, Dad will say he's the bestest, the strongest, the most fearsome, but when he wants to feel manipulative, suddenly he's the victim. And Mom was that traitorous harlot, because remember he used to accuse her of cheating with Uncle. And we were like, why does he think that she's sleeping with Uncle? And then we realized it was because he was nice to her. And that was enough.
Right.
That was enough
I remember
for him.
the exact conversation that started this, because I was there.
You were there? How old were you?
I must have been... I want to say 9?
Around there? Okay.
Yeah. Because we had just come back from one of Uncle and Lieutenant Zember Island trips, which I know you don't like.
I didn't get to go to, yeah.
And I know, and I'm sorry about that.
You say we. You had just come back. Anyway,
sorry,
continue.
Anyway,
continue.
Yeah, continuing. And apparently Mom was in a very sour mood by the time we got back. And she saw Uncle before Dad did. Because she was like... It doesn't matter why, but she did. And she mentioned that Dad was just being terrible, saying...
What else isn't he?
What else? Saying something about, like, oh, man... If my brother likes Zuko so much, why doesn't he just be his dad? Take the responsibility off my shoulders, why don't you? I already have my perfect daughter, blah, 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 blah. So Uncle decides, why don't I go talk to him? So he does. Now, I wasn't present for this talk. I was with Mom. But I hear, because I tried to pull an Azula and eavesdrop on them.
How did that go for you?
Funny enough, I didn't get caught by Dad or Uncle. I did get caught by that Alua lady.
Oh, Alua, his servant. I heard she was his wet nurse.
I don't know about that, but point is, before I got caught, I overheard Uncle saying, "Brother, I know that you are frustrated, but I think maybe you should be kinder to your wife. She has done literally nothing but birth you 2 children. I don't think you appreciate her as much as you should. This is around the time Alua found me, started escorting me away, but before she can, I suddenly hear Dad go, and I'm going to mimic exactly how this works, so I'm going to back away from the mic in case it's a bit too loud. I don't appreciate her enough! She's my wife! Who are you to worry about her being appreciated? Unless Zuko really is your son, what other reason would you have to give a damn?
Oh, that's so classic, Daddy. He's gotta be both strongman and the victim. Of course. Oh, that made me a little nostalgic, Zuko, to be honest. I remember. Daddy.
Cloudy says, man, Ozai is basically Zuko without a mom then. Honestly, probably, yeah. Night and Starlight says, OMG, yes, I know that feel.
But yeah, Daddy's always had a chip on his shoulder about proving himself. Why do you think he was so dead set on burning down the Earth Kingdom?
Night and Starlight also says Ozai and his dad both are oopsie babies that ruined, in air quotes, the family. Damn, now I feel bad for Azula, says Satnar. Nerdy Dragon Fan says, are you guys really gonna make a whole episode? That has been the plan, for that to be a whole episode. I just know that the person working on that has to finish making their Avatar Kyoshi documentary first. That's first on the agenda. But that's not connected to the one they're making about us at all, so...
I do know Daddy was poisoned when he was little, and I won't talk about that. Never mind.
All I know is...
I know things about that.
I also have read things, but officially nobody knows
who did it. Yeah, no, I know who did it. If you go through the case file, it's really easy to figure out, so the fact that they keep acting like nobody knows who did it is ridiculous.
No, yeah, I've also...
It's absolutely absurd.
I obsessively read through those for a bit. It felt kind of like I was looking for Aang again. I really had to know who did it.
Anyway, our family story is so much fun.
Yes! Don't we have the best family? Aren't Azula and I the picture of familial mental health?
I mean, all things considered, I think we did pretty well for us.
Honestly, we are we got further from our family cycle even more than Uncle did. So
where is the last guy who owes them money?
Well, I guess that's not true if you want to count Mom getting super far away from it, as in leaving us.
Very funny, Zuko. What did everybody say about my story?
Yeah, no, I'm going through it. They're saying, "Oh God, I actually feel bad for Azula." Night Starlight saying like this feels exactly like my dad being problem babies. Roland King says I had a feeling. There are a lot of unrelated stuff to the story. I know damn well Azula probably blamed Ozai, and that angers me.
Or he openly blamed him, like it wasn't even a secret.
Like it was literally just.
People in the palace would just say it. When he was a baby, they would just say he murdered Isla. He was born into people accusing him. No wonder he has such an issue with it.
As Multipower says, as someone whose bio father actually cheated on my mom, yeah, that's just hard to hear. I'm sorry about that, Multipower. Night and Starlight says, same with my dad, Multi. Okay. Cheating fathers are apparently a running theme in our audience. I'm so sorry about that. Night and Starlight asks, Zuko, did Ozai ever cheat on Ursa? So...
I don't think you're qualified to answer this, Zuko, because you're too close to the problem.
All I can say is there are no official or unofficial records of any adultery happening while Mom was around.
Do you want me to answer this question? Because I know you don't like the answer.
I don't like the answer, but please go ahead and answer it anyway. Especially since there's only 4 minutes left in the stream, so...
Cheating on Mom? That would imply Dad even knows what monogamy is. Okay, here's the secret. Here's the secret about Daddy. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm going to tell people this.
Hey, the stream ends in 4 minutes. We may as well end on a bang, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so Uncle isn't like the most attractive person in the world, but he's never had a problem finding women because he's always been charismatic and a bit shameless. I mean, even when he was a teenager, he used to flirt with the very young wives of some of the older men in Dad's court, or in Grandpa's court. It would apparently cause a ton of problems, and Grandpa constantly had to like fix it because Uncle was such a man whore. It was really funny from a young age.
He was.
But Daddy was not popular because, you know, they accused him of having killed his own mother, and he was very bitter, not well socialized. He tended to lash out a lot, be very emotional. So he did not have as much luck with women for a long, long time. For a long time. And he was very bitter, and he had very negative feelings towards women. He would spend all his time studying in the study. A couple times he caught Uncle in there with a girl, too. And that was always awkward because he would try to tell on him. And he would get punished for telling instead of Uncle for... Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So
one day puberty hits Daddy super duper hard, and he gets super, super handsome. And it was like overnight, women were all over him. Can you imagine taking an incel and overnight making him look like a Chad?
And
like
he
got so mad with power over it. So he just feels entitled. And I don't even know how to describe it.
To put it in modern day Gen Z terms, it's as if incel dad got isekai'd into a world where women are fawning over him.
And if you can imagine, none of his toxicity went away. He just felt entitled to it. To give you an idea, when I was like 5, I swear, like 5 years old, Daddy said to me, "You're the only girl I've ever loved." I was like 5.
That includes Mom, by the way.
Yeah, that includes Mom. So I'm like 5 years old, and I'm like, what? You don't love my mother? What?
Also, Night and Starlight, who is Starks? Because you said, yeah, I'm going to assume you and Azula are secretly Starks. OMG. I don't know what that means. Like the bird?
Those are storks, Zuko.
Okay, well then, clearly not the bird.
That's where you think babies come from.
I didn't know.
Because Uncle explained.
I thought Night was making a joke.
Oh. Where's that doctor lady? That's who I'm looking for. The hell is Julia Farkas? Is she hiding? Okay, it says she's here. Oh, she's inside.
The old Mormon fort.
I thought I was inside the old Mormon fort. I have to go even more inside of it,
Maybe
apparently.
You have to go deeper.
I have to go deeper? I have to go further beyond?
Oh,
inside the tower.
Oh,
okay.
Night and Starlight, it says their last name is Stark, so he is convinced we're related.
Maybe we are. Maybe you're a distant cousin.
Night and Starlight, I'm saying y'all are family.
You're family to me.
Anyway, Azula?
Yeah.
There's 1 minute left in stream.
What do you want me to say? Do you want me to tell more daddy stories for
I feel like that's the story we should end on. In fact, it just became 7, so I say once you talk to Julia...
I will end it there.
We will end it there.
Here's the last thing I'll say about Daddy. To give you the dichotomy of Daddy. During that time period where Mom couldn't even breastfeed me, and they literally tore me away from her, and Mother was going hysterical, babies have to be held. And according to Uncle, he yelled at Dad that I was going to die if he didn't do something about this. And so Daddy, even though it was very difficult for him, came to hold me. All the time.
Good to see you.
He would come and visit me just to hold me. And I know that's difficult to imagine because he wasn't exactly the most cuddly father, but apparently when I was a baby, before I can even remember, he held me all the time. When that was all going on until I was well enough to return to Mom. Or more like Mom was well enough for me to return to her. But on the other side of the coin, when I begged him not to make me marry Xiao, and I'm like 12 years old, and I begged him, don't do this to me, he told me that a woman's place is to give great men great sons. That I was his perfect princess and warrior, and I would be a perfect fire lady. And if I didn't do as he said, he would personally remind me of my role. And I will let you imagine what that means. So there's the dichotomy of Daddy.
Or as James A. Riley said, more like dad-cotomy, am I right? Anyway, that's the end of tonight's stream. We will see you next Sunday, everybody. Say goodnight, Azula.
I'm really sad we ended it on a story about Daddy. Maybe we shouldn't have. This was a very traumatic stream. Say goodnight, Zuko.